Did everyone have a good evening? Did anyone do anything fun? Did anyone do anything fun? Did anyone just like last night fucking ball out? What did you guys do to bring in the new year? And well, Chinese New Year's is different. Never mind. I was about to say this is like, oh, the year of the what? I think Chinese New Year is the year of the Mamba, like the year of Kobe, and technically the year of the snake or whatever. Anywho, I hope you guys had a wonderful, safe evening. Just played, stay home with family, food. That's awesome. It's the year of the horse. I got it. He was watching Joey's live. I did too. 2026 is the year of the horse. Okay, was 2025 the year of the month? When was the year of the snake? What? Am I tripping, chat? Is it me? Am I tripping? I'm tripping. The year of the snake. Okay, so it was 2025. At least I'm not like super off. At least I'm not like mega off. At least I'm not like crazy off. Anyway, guys, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get this started. We are getting ready for some debates. If you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald J. Trump, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. Please do not request up. If you are not a Trump supporter, we are not talking friendlies. We are only looking for some debates. With that being said, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 coin, and it will help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Because I'm watching another device. What other device? Oh. Duh. I'm tripping, chat. All right. We are gonna go ahead and get it started here. Can we knock out the I'm ready's, please? Can we please knock those out? And send your daily heart me. Your first daily heart me. Hey, Trinity. No, you have not. Send your first daily heart me of 2026. You guys are fucking awesome. All right. Chat, it's time to lock in. You guys ready? Are you ready? I need confirmation. Are we ready? Yes? Lego.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch.
Yeah.
I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Yeah.
And if you dare, truth hit hard
Like a punch in the air. Ain't no
rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak,
I'll sink your boat.
You talk slick, but you ain't got source.
No.
Just vibes, that ain't power,
It
that's
is not.
force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all.
Yes.
Yeah. Step in if
You dare.
you dare. Get hard
Like a punch in the air.
in the air.
Ain't
No
no
rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick.
no cap, no shield.
Better know your stuff or you get revealed.
Step in, don't you wanna? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Bonnie.
Step in if you dare. You dare. Get hard like a punch
In the air.
Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield.
Oh,
Better know
throw it in a
yourself
circle.
or you get
Throw it in a
revealed.
circle. Throw it in a circle.
And don't you wanna-
Come on, guys.
wanna spar
Hey,
with
hey,
Santana.
hey,
This ain't a safe place.
hey,
This a flame space. Step in, don't you wanna Sparring with Santana.
Oh man, guys, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are not talking friendlies. We are only looking for some debates. If you are a friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 25,000 likes. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1 cent gift goals to help get us pushed out to the FYP. Also, guys, send your first heart me of 2026. Holy shit, guys. Chat, we got to lock in this year. 2026, we're going to fucking run through this shit. We're going to run through 2026. We will own 2026. With that being said, MAGA, it's a wrap. MAGA lost, time to wrap it up. You guys failed. MAGA, you had your opportunity in 2024 and you failed. It's time to call it. And the reason why I say you guys fell and it's time to call it, a couple of different things that's happening. Thank you for the cake. There's e-file fallout. Literally, Donald Trump is now punishing Republican members of Congress for voting to release the Epstein files. It's not good. Him big mad. Him is big mad. There's J6 backlash. Yes, January the 6th is not going away for Trump. And Jack Smith spilled the beans on Trump. There's military failure. Donald Trump has had to admit that he just doesn't have the juice. Donald Trump has officially pulled his efforts to deploy the National Guard into blue cities. He knows that he fucked up and he can't do it, so he's not even going to try anymore. There's a blue wave loading. MAGA, Republicans, Trump supporters, you guys should be scared about what's getting ready to happen. 306 days away from the 2026 midterm elections. 306 days away from the 2026 midterm elections, and the blue wave is building. And let's not talk about the early polls for the 2028 presidential election. Kamala Harris leads the polls as of right now. Gavin Newsom is second. Pete Buttigieg is bringing in third, but the dark horse and the person that I plan on throwing my full support behind, AOC is fourth. AOC is fourth. Last but not least, some very, very sobering reality that we all have to live in today. Today is January the 1st, 2026. And healthcare is officially more expensive due to Donald Trump. Healthcare is officially more expensive due to Republicans. Healthcare is officially more expensive due to MAGA. LOL, y'all live in delusion. Yeah, cool. Hey, Jay Wizzy, guess what, Bubba? I'm gonna mute you because no one cares what you're saying in the comments. You gotta come up to the chat. You gotta get in the box, bud. You gotta get in the box. You don't get to yip yap in the chat. Nothing to be scared of. Democrats will never, oh, okay, love and life. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna mute you as well. I can't send you a request. You're probably a bot, but you have to get in the box. Trump supporters, listen, hey, guess what? I don't let you guys yip yap in my chat. So if you guys want to actually say stuff, you got to do like Jay Wiz here. You got to actually put on your big boy pants and actually get up here in the box and say it with your chest. So again, if you're in the comments, you don't get to yip yap, but you will get to actually get up here and utilize your voice. That being said, Jay Wiz, I had to mute you just for a second because I was still in the middle of speaking. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you now, friend. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Jay Wiz. New Year. Or I'm sorry, Jay Wizzy, right? Or can I just call you Jay? Because I'm gonna keep messing up your name if I do that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's crazy how you mute people, like, and then you guys want to say that like we're the ones that are, you know, a threat to democracy when you're literally taking people's First Amendment rights away.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you why I do this. And the reason why I said thank you for coming up is because you actually came up. One, I do that as a method of encouragement. And like once you, what I'll actually do with you is I'll, unmute you so you can still comment in the chat after you and I finish. But a lot of times, not you, Jay, but other people that tend to support your side, they like to stay in the comments and they're a little scared to come up. And so that's why I do that to encourage them. But again, when people like you come up and we can actually engage in conversation, then I actually remove that mute so you can still talk in the comment after you and I finish. So it's just about encouragement.
But I mean, like encouragement, that's a crazy word because you're taking someone's constitutional rights away to benefit yourself.
I think what's the First Amendment right, Jay? What's the First Amendment right?
Free speech and freedom of press.
Again, from who?
From the government.
Okay, am I the government?
You are a constituent of the government.
How am I a constituent of the government?
Do you pay taxes?
Yeah.
Then you're a constituent of the government.
No, bud. No. I hold no governmental power. So no, you're being bad faith. I hold no governmental power. If I held governmental power, then you could say that.
Look at your background. You're saying I'm being bad faith.
My background is awesome. I just made this morning. Tell me.
Yeah,
come on
and
now.
You're lying to the American people on an entertainment app.
Jay, be honest. The background is dope. Hey, ain't it clean?
No. It's lies.
Come on. All right, Jay, you're just gonna be bad faith. All right, whatever. All right, let's get started. Really quick, Jay. Have a question for you. Before we get too far down the road, I do have one just simple question for you. Do you know who I am?
No.
Okay, cool. You know what? It's all good. I appreciate that. I honestly didn't even expect you to know who I am. But Jay, would you mind if I give you a quick introduction to not only who I am, but what this is?
Sure, go for it.
All right, perfect. Give me 1 second here, Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Am I supposed to be impressed with something?
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that somehow in January of 2026 still supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates, guys. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are not talking to friendlies. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. If you're a friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll push us out to the FYP. Send your daily heart me, your first daily heart me of 2026. Please send your daily heart me. And last but not least, continue to be awesome. Jay, question for you. Well, not necessarily a question for you, but statement. Hey, it's time to wrap it up. Like MAGA, Trump, Republicans, Jay, 2026, new year, new you. Are you ready to finally leave the MAGA cult and say that it's a wrap for you guys, because it's officially a wrap for you guys?
No.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, Jay, I'll say this. There's a lot that I can talk about. We could talk about the backlash, or the e-file fallout, the J6 backlash, the military failure of Trump, the blue wave that's loading. We could talk about the healthcare crisis, but I do want to make this very clear, Jay. I want to make this very clear. You crash out, you lose. So don't crash out on me.
If you do me one favor, let me ask a question first.
Sure. The floor is yours, friend.
Healthcare crisis. How long has this healthcare crisis been a thing?
The healthcare crisis has been a thing in the United States for a very long time, but it has been exacerbated by the Republicans and Donald Trump unwillingness to extend the ACA subsidies. So as of today, healthcare will skyrocket, premiums will skyrocket, and people like you and I are going to be massively impacted.
Okay. Do you also remember when healthcare premiums skyrocketed because Obama forced every single person, including Americans that didn't need healthcare, to purchase healthcare?
No. I remember that people started to receive the, or once the Affordable Care Act was passed, premiums started to stabilize and companies had to actually adhere to the marketplace. Now, I do know that people were actually charged additional, what was it, a tax or a fee or whatever you want to call it, if they did not have healthcare. And so that was something that impacted Americans which it didn't impact them before. But overall, the implementation of the Affordable Care Act stabilized healthcare premiums.
Okay. I would also just like to hold you to the same standard you're holding me to, which is fine. But I have somebody that's modding in your chat that's saying Obama did not force people to buy healthcare. I was forced to buy healthcare, else I got fined.
Yeah, you and I just agreed to that one. Do you
but
know
your mods in your chat that are instantly putting stuff?
Okay. But Jay, you and I are up here on the panel. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm focused on you. Like me and you. Let's do. Well, that's fine. I'm not worried about my mods. My mods are awesome. They can do all that. Yeah, Jay. Like, hey, lock in for me. You're up here with me.
I'm locked in.
Okay, well,
I
look
know
me in the eyes,
and I'm talking to you at the same time.
That's fine, but Jay, look me in the eyes. I am a jealous host, right? I'm super jealous right now, Jay. There is no one else in this world except me and you. No one. And all I want to do is have this conversation with you.
Let it.
Do you know? Because Jay, I'll give you this. I absolutely will give you this. I hate the fact that with the Affordable Care Act, that millions of Americans were fined for not having healthcare. I think that's unreasonable. I think, like, one, I think healthcare is a right? But we should not punish those people who can't afford it. Like, I think you and I can agree on that one, right, Jay? Like, there's no way in hell anyone should have been fined for not having healthcare, right?
100%.
Okay.
I was that guy. I was in a bad time in my life.
Listen,
I couldn't afford it.
Listen, I agree. I think that you actually being one of those people that was actually impacted in that negative way, I hate that. I hate that for you, Jay. Fuck the Republicans for doing that to you, right?
It was Obama.
No.
Yes.
It was the Republicans. See, you think it was Obama because it happened in connection with the actual Affordable Care Act, right?
It did.
Hey, that was called a poison pill. Question for you. Who do you think put that poison pill into the Affordable Care Act?
Probably the Democrats that wanted it passed.
No, because you know what? That would be counterproductive to them actually being able to pass that piece of legislation off as something positive. Actually, it was the Republicans, specifically Ted Cruz. Do you know who Ted Cruz is?
I do know who Ted Cruz is.
Yeah. So Ted Cruz actually told the Democrats that if they did not add this poison pill, this fee, this fine that states if you do not have health care, then you will be fined. Ted Cruz said, I will filibuster this bill. Ted Cruz championed torpedoing the bill if they did not add it. And so since they, the filibuster, that's a wild thing. But since there is a he wanted to torpedo the bill, they had to actually do that. Sorry, give me 1 second here, Jay. Chat, 1 second. Sorry, I'm gonna talk to chat. Chat, You don't have to keep spamming what you're saying. I just looked at his bio. I think it's disgusting, just as you. As long as Jay doesn't slur on the live, we're going to try to have this conversation. I see it. You don't have to keep spamming it in the chat. I see what you guys are saying. Also,
they're mad
I'll just
about
say,
that?
give me, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, give me one, Jay. Stop. I'm talking to the chat. Give me 1 second, chat. And this is just like a thought of mine. 2026. Let's be better people as a whole. And even if we disagree with certain people, especially Trump supporters, we don't want to harass them. Let's, because I know that, and not necessarily my chat, but other people in other chats, when certain people get up here and you go into debates, the first thing a lot of people do is they go to their inboxes, they start sending them DMs, they start spamming on their videos and all this other stuff. And while we may disagree with these people, and hell, we might even think that these people are fucking gross, we still need to be better than them. So as long as Jay doesn't slur up here, I would tell you to take a look at yourself and maybe think about removing that from your bio, because that's harmful. But as long as he doesn't slur up here, we'll have the conversation. If that happens while we're in the live, then I will absolutely kick him. But chat, thank you. I see that. I'm not someone who really likes to play the look at the person's bio or their following list, or I don't do that. So I appreciate you guys, but that's not something you ever have to spam in the chat for me. Thank you guys. Anyway, Jay, how do you feel about Ted Cruz and the Republicans actually doing that with the Affordable Care Act? That's fucked up, right?
It would be fucked up if it's true, but
it is. It is. Ted Cruz actually did an interview about it in the Texas Tribune, where he took full credit for adding the fine in the Affordable Care Act. That's where he talked about standing on business with doing the filibuster. So again, I guess when we talk about how you were negatively impacted with the Affordable Care Act, we got to blame the Republicans, right, Jay?
I mean,
yeah,
you're gonna blame people. I guess blame goes where blame needs to go.
Okay, perfect. So, hey, Jay, question for you, because I kind of want to shift this, and I really want to know, because I haven't had an opportunity to talk to Trump supporters about this one. Jay, I don't even want to go to the e-files just yet. Like, I mean, if you want to specifically talk about that, we can, but I want to know your thoughts on this, right? So just to understand where your preference is and your stance, how do you feel about the e-files? Do you want the e-files released? Like, what are we doing?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think all the information should be released?
Honestly, that is something that I think is kind of being, what's the best term for this? Like, blacklisted from us Americans. The amount of redactions in the e-files getting. Yes, we all want to see. We all want to know.
Okay.
I just want on both sides for everyone that shows up in the files to be held accountable.
Listen, you will not get any pushback from me on that one. You and I can completely agree on that one. Like, I say this all the time. I tell people, because for some reason they think that, like, oh, because I lean left, I want to protect, Democrats. No, fuck them. Every single one of them. I say this all the time. If Obama's in the files, lock him up. If Bill Clinton's in the file, lock him up. Hell, if Jimmy Carter is in the files, dig him up and throw him in jail as well. Like, my actual desire to hold people accountable has no limits.
I agree. Okay. It's at some point, maybe the world just got too political for everyone to have a conversation. I myself, I mean, your chat just said they saw my my bio. That's not about any person in particular. I got banned from TikTok for saying people were being stupid, and I got mad and put that. So I apologize if that offended anybody. However, we can't just sit down and still talk to people. Like, yes, this whole Epstein files, it needs to just come out, but it needs to come out with clarity, with truth, no redactions. Whoever's in it, if there's actual hardcore proof that is viable, go after those people.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me say this, Jay, and this is aside from what we're doing right now. This is aside from the live. This is aside from like, a Democrat versus Republican or anything like this. This is like, and this is me being 100% genuine and me speaking to you person to person. The reason why the people had like such a reaction to what you have in your chat is because it's an ableist term that's dehumanizing, and it affects a lot of people. And I don't know how old you are, but like I'm 38, and that word is something that like I grew up on, and we said it all the time. And it was like,
me too.
Exactly.
So
it was like in our music. It was a whole thing. And what I had to learn as I got older and as I became more aware of like how certain things harm other people, I had to take an approach where I was like, oh, just because I'm used to saying something or the thing, it's always been here or whatever, it does not mean that it's like, it's not harmful. And so what you do with your profile is your decision. No one has any right to tell you what you do with your TikTok profile. But what I would say, personally, I would remove it just because like it's dehumanizing and harming to other people. I always say, like, there's no word in the English language or, French or German, because I speak those languages too. But there's no word that I love or hold on to so much that if someone tells me that like that word is harming and dehumanizing, then I'm just gonna be like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna keep saying it. So like what you decide to do is what you decide to do. But, just speaking like person to person, you might want to think about that one.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to it. Thinking about what you just said, right? You and I are on the same page. We want the files released. We want accountability. We want to be able to get transparency. Do you think that Donald Trump wants that as well?
I really hope so. And I'll say this. If it comes out and it looks like he's going to start covering it up and it's looking bad, do the research, and that could change my mind. I mean, there's different stories that come out every day. Like if I just want to be honest talking about it, ever since Trump got in the first time, he was an outsider and they smeared him from the get-go. If the impeachments the first two times actually had merit, he would have been impeached. But if there's actual viable evidence in there, yes, get him out of office. You know what? He did it. There needs to be that accountability at the end of the day.
Okay.
And that goes across all of our government, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because some of these people get put in a spotlight when they're the president or the vice president, but like we got to start asking ourselves questions.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I agree. I agree.
Seeing the big guys.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We're only seeing the big guys, and when they get like the president, vice president, no one's looking into like anything else lesser than that. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that are connected with the Epstein files that are, it goes way deeper than a lot of people realize. And, the one thing that I heard someone say this, and it really hit home for me when they said it, right? They said, who you don't see in the Epstein files? You don't see electricians. You don't see teachers. You don't see, construction workers. You don't see bus drivers. You don't see normal people. You don't see people like you and I, Jay, right? Who you do see in those files is the ultra wealthy, the ultra elite, like the top 1%. Like, and of course you can talk about the survivors, the people that were actually victimized by the ultra wealthy. But as a whole, you don't see those people who have access to power and you don't see anyone outside of those people who have access to power and wealth. And so it makes me raise an eyebrow when it seems like anyone is actually protecting the information from being released, especially when the survivors are saying like, hey, we want this information released. Now, Jay, the question I do have for you as well, though, is if Donald Trump did not want to protect the rich and powerful people that's in this, because we know it's not about the actual victims or the survivors. then why would Donald Trump punish Republican lawmakers and Republicans for voting to release the Epstein files?
Honestly, that is a very, very good take on it. I don't want to. I know your chat's just gonna probably blow up with this.
No, it's fine. It's just me and you. Listen, the chat makes
okay.
fun of me all the time. Like the chat can be mean. I try not to focus on them because they start like they call me names, all this other stuff. Anyway, go ahead. So say what you got to say.
It's okay. If he's punishing people, it honestly sounds like there might be something to hide. There could be there. I mean, I'm not a perfect person. I voted for the things that I voted for because of my own personal ideals. However, I would be a hypocrite if I don't say to other people, like, no, I was wrong. You know?
Yeah.
So if it comes up, that's just the way that it is.
Yeah. Listen, I really want to get to like your own personal ideas, because I think that's where like the substance is. I think that more so understanding what's happening. We have 306 days into the midterm elections. And while I think you and I sit on, thank you for the fireworks. You and I currently sit on separate sides of the political aisles. Thank you for the fireworks. I'm willing to bet, I haven't even heard your actual, like what you voted for, but I'm willing to bet it's not much different than like the things that I vote for. But let me just land this plane, and then I want to hear about you, because we got something super important coming up. The reason why I brought this up, right? Donald Trump has officially pulled the funding for a program that was set to bring clean water to rural Colorado, right? And you think about like Colorado, and you think about it being like a blue state and all this other stuff, but specifically the funding was for rural Colorado, which is a ruby red area that's spearheaded and led by Lauren Boebert, right? And I don't know if you know this, but Lauren Boebert was one of the deciding votes as far as releasing the Epstein files. Donald Trump and his administration, they went as far as to bring Lauren Boebert to the White House and took her to the war room and tried to convince her to remove her name from the release of the Epstein files. And she said no. She said, we want these files released. She's not going to remove her name. And so now a project that broke ground in 2023, Donald Trump officially vetoed a bill that continued to give funding to those areas where it was federal funding, federal loans that was received by those areas. And the big agreement was that they wouldn't have to pay interest on those loans for 100 years. And it would give those people in Colorado, those rural areas, those Republican voters, access to clean water. And Donald Trump is punishing Lauren Boebert and those people for signing on to release the Epstein files.
I think, to be 100% honest with you and your chat here, that political ideology being used against people to get a certain objective done has reached such a critical limit that it's not good.
Yeah.
Trump shouldn't do it, but it happens in government everywhere. You talk about, like, I talked to this guy I work with, and it sometimes turns a little crazy because we don't
see eye to eye. Yeah, but I get it.
The main point is that if we're going to say that's wrong, then we have to go back to the fact that a misdemeanor got pushed to 34 felonies when Trump was running against his political opponent, and then got dismissed in another court. And people are still saying he's got 34 felonies. Like, at some point, we just have to have accountability and transparency, because that's not okay. He shouldn't be doing that either. I don't think that's okay. I honestly didn't even know about that. I'm not going to lie to you. That's not cool.
Yeah, it literally just happened yesterday, and even Lauren Boebert came out and she's spoken about it. Like, I don't like the way that she spoke about it, because she shifted the blame, right? And she said, why not target cities like Boulder or Denver, right? That's what she said. Why not go after the Republican-lated areas? I'm sorry, the Democratic-lated areas. Why are you going after, your voters? I don't agree with that at all. I don't think that he should be going after any voters, like Republicans or Democrats. So the one thing I'll say about what you just said is, I say this all the time. I don't like when politicians play politics. And what that means is, I don't like when politicians use Americans as collateral for whatever acts they have to grind or vendetta that they have. I don't like when people hold American citizens and the needs of American citizens hostage to get some type of leverage. Like, that's a huge thing for me, and I don't like that on either side of the aisle. Now, one last thing I do want to address, and I want to speak directly to the 34 count felonies, right? I think this has been something that's been super contentious, because a lot of people that support Donald Trump thinks that the felonies were something that was politically motivated. And now, while I will admit that it would not happen if he was not in politics, it's about specifically what happened, right? I think this is where the confusion comes in for a lot of people. While the actual, what he did was originally a misdemeanor, it absolutely was originally a misdemeanor. The reason why it got bumped up to a federal, a federal charge, is because of the predicate crime, right? The fact that Donald Trump tried to hide this information from you and me, Jay, tried to hide this information from the American citizens in order to win an election, is what bumped it up to a federal crime. I know a lot of Trump supporters say, like, oh, no one else has ever been charged for this ever. You're right, because no one else has actually done this while trying to run for the president of the United States of America. So, like, that's the symmetry breaker for us, right? And so, while I understand that people think that there's a lot of a political motivation to attack Donald Trump, in which, again, I'm not going to act like it, people don't like Trump. People don't, right? Donald Trump is very divisive. Either you love him or you hate him. There's not many people just like, he's okay. Like, he moves the needle. Either you love him or you hate him. But the one thing that I think that we need to focus on as Americans, as a country, is like getting back to who we claim we want to be, right? We claim that we want to be a country of law and order. We claim that we are a country where anybody can make it. We claim that we want to be a country that is, the best in the world. And if we're gonna be any of those things, then we have to start. Me and you, Jay, together, you and I, we have to hold people accountable, because there's been a lack of accountability within our country for years on both sides of the political aisle. And now we have to start standing up together and say, like, everyone is accountable.
100%. I mean, and not to get too crazy, but it just happened right before when the last administration left. We had all of this Hunter Biden stuff coming out, and then it was all on the news. No one's above the law. No one's above the law. And then he pardoned his family. Like, that means he's above the law.
Yeah.
It has to be for both sides unanimously and unilaterally. Like, if they're in the wrong, they broke the law, they need to have accountability and face whatever consequence that is. Yeah.
No, listen, I completely agree with you. I am someone who I think the law is the law, and accountability needs to be had. Give me 2 seconds really quick, Jay. I want to read like a couple quick thank yous, and then I'm going to speak directly to that. And I still really, really, really want to hear about your fundamental values, because, again, I think that I really want to have a moment to talk to you about what's coming up, because I think there's some space there for us to not only bridge the gap, but make a way forward. So give me like 2 seconds, if you don't mind.
Hey, that's perfect. I have to use the bathroom anyway.
All right, go ahead. Debbie's in the chat for Junior. Junior sent a $3 donation saying, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Junior. Fucking Happy New Year. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you partied a lot and just had a great time last night. Happy New Year. Debbie's in the chat for Danielle. Danielle sent a $2 donation, said, please ask if you believe the little girls, because 13-year-old girls don't lie about getting raped. Yeah. And the thing that I worry about is when we lose our humanity and we start to forget about the survivors. I try to make sure I don't call them victims, but the survivors, because anyone that goes through that and still stands on the other side, they're absolutely survivors. But there's no space, in my space at least, for anyone to sit here and act as if they don't believe survivors, because we absolutely believe survivors. So Debbie's in the chat for Danielle. Thank you so much for the 2. Debbie's in the chat for Justin, who became a late night tuber over on the YouTubes. Debbie's in the chat. Thank you so much, Justin. Debbie's in the chat for Miriam, who sent a $5 super chat to say, Happy New Year, Santana. Hope this year brings better days than last year. Love your content. You're my favorite MAGA slayer. Much love and respect. Miriam, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for the support. Happy New Year to you. I hope your 2026 is absolutely amazing. It's better than 2025. And lock in with me. We have so much going on this year, and with your help and support, I promise you we're going to take this thing to the moon and beyond. Debbie's in the chat for Miriam. Thank you so much for that super chat. Debbie's in the chat for Lord for the $4.99 super chat that said, first of the year drink at 6 a.m. 2020 Mad Dog Great Mix with Purple Ghost. The resolution for each day. Lord, I don't know what the fuck you have planned, but you are not getting through the rest of your day if you're mixing Mad Dog 2020 with Purple Ghost. Like, I don't know what you got planned, but you about to fuck some shit up. Like, that sounds like when I was in college and we used to go to the club and we used to get this drink called the Incredible Hulk. They would take Crown and they would mix it with Hypnotic, and it would make like a dark green drink, and like it was dangerous. I don't know what you got going on, Lord, but please don't wear black Air Forces and stay away from people. W's in the chat for Lord. W's in the chat for Amy, who sent a $5 donation saying, the way you turn this guy temperature down is incredible. Enjoyed this conversation. You're the best, Santana. Love you and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Amy. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. I think a lot of times, like we get so locked in on left versus right, blue versus red, you versus me. And there's a lot of room and space and opportunity for people to be people. And I just try to make sure that I never forget that no matter our differences, we're still people. So that's what I get to. W's in the chat, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted and things appreciated. If you're over on the YouTubes, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. But also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. If you're watching over on the YouTubes, we should have at least as many thumbs ups as we have people watching. All right, Jay, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, perfect. The one thing that I will say, right, when it comes to like Hunter Biden and you know what happened with that, I pride myself on being not only intellectually honest, but as transparent as possible. I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Joe Biden for pardoning his son, just like I wouldn't blame Donald Trump for pardoning his kids or anything like that. I'm a father, right? And while I do understand like accountability and holding people accountable and if I was in that situation, I would have did the same thing. And it's more so not because of Hunter Biden and what he did, because he definitely got held accountable for his federal charges, which were connected with like the weapon. But Joe Biden saw what was coming down the road, and he saw that Donald Trump, kind of like what we were already talking about, right? He saw that Donald Trump had made a decision and he was going to go after people. Right. And we can see that Donald Trump has leaned into going after people with this administration, whether it's going after Letitia James, going after Jack Smith, going after, what's the former FBI director, James Comey, going after James Bolton. He has specifically, and like Donald Trump said it in public, he literally he put out a tweet where he specifically, and there was some, I don't know if you saw this one, but they were trying to figure out if it was supposed to be like a DM. A lot of people saying, oh, this was supposed to be a DM to Pam Bondi, and he somehow sent it out as a tweet. But I think what it looked like is that he put it out so kind of like a warning shot to her, like, and he was saying, I want you to prosecute these people, and you need to find something to prosecute these people, right? He literally said that. And he put it out on social media, but then you see the way that these people have been pursued. And then you see the fact that like even multiple people, like they dismissed the actual charges for James Comey and like, is it Fannie Williams? Like they dismissed some of the charges, and even like the judge that Donald Trump appointed to pursue these charges, like the actual board or whatever, they dismissed the judge and said like she's too compromised because she's following the orders of Donald Trump to specifically go after his political opponents instead of actually uphold justice. And so now she can never be an actual like in that Virginia district or whatever. So the point that I'm trying to get across is like, while I understand you and I on a normal basis, I would say I completely agree. Like there's no way you can do that. I understand why he did it, because Donald Trump was very open about like his revenge tour that he wanted to go on, and he's on it right now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, and yeah, we want to protect the people we love, but
yeah,
if you're in that public spotlight, you have that scrutiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you're right. You're right.
Your stuff has to be squeaky clean.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I this is the one point that I mean, I can appeal to the knowledge and the premise as far as what we know, and I'll speak to that. But I won't just call you flat out wrong, because you have validity in what you're saying. I just know, and this one's a little tougher for me because, like I said, I am a father, and you know, push come to shove, I like to think of myself as someone that would uphold like you know, honesty and be have some sense of integrity. But I would have did the same thing. So let's do this, because I do want to get here finally. Jay, you said that you voted for Donald Trump based off like your values and your principles and your morals and what you're looking for. And I want to know not only what are those values and principles and morals, like what is it that you look for from your politicians, your political leaders? Like what pulls you towards them? Not necessarily towards Trump, but like what's at the bedrock of who you are, and what are you demanding of your leaders?
Well, I just want my leaders to tell me exactly what is going on. Growing up in America from the early 90s to now, it always seems like on both sides, every politician has some spin, and then nothing happens. Something will come up and they'll just spin it, and then they run again and they stay in office. These people made being a servant of the people a career.
Oh yeah.
And it used to be that you would have your own jobs outside of government and then run for public office. So you already had whatever was going on. People are living off of being career politicians. And they're doing it for 30, 40, 50 years. So seeing somebody come in from the outside the first time, I'm not going to lie. Yes, his rhetoric was crazy on the stage when he first ran. He was just saying stuff, and we'll be honest, it's not very presidential. But it started waking people up to the fact it was like, this is an option. And then he started breaking down his own policies. And for me, one of the biggest ones was border security. I wanted border security. I wanted a country where people were vetted when they came in, and that at some point, if I am blessed enough to start my own family, I can feel just peace of mind all the time, knowing that we have vetted people in the country.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I understand you. I get it. I absolutely get it. I understand you. I understand where you're coming from. Like, especially for me, again, like I said, I'm 38 years old, right? And something I've always railed against, and something that like grinds my gears to no limit, is the fact that we have career politicians, right? We have those politicians that come into the into power, and not only do they come into power, but they hold power forever, like forever, and they become ultra wealthy, right? And so I have resentment for people on the right side of the aisle, like Mitch McConnell, but I also have resentment for people on the left side of the aisle, like Nancy Pelosi, right? I think that turning the position of being a public servant into a position where you ultimately enrich yourself is like such a massive, massive failure in our political system. Now, with that being said, like I think we have to look towards those political figures that want accountability and want like term limits and things like that. And hell, there's even people on both sides of the aisle that are saying things like that, that we shouldn't have, that like our Congress members shouldn't be able to trade stock, that our Congress members shouldn't be able to do this and that. Hell, like Josh Hawley, who's a Republican, is one of the voices on the rights that advocate for like getting rid of the ability for Congress people to trade stocks, because they got access to insider trading. Like that's how they're getting super wealthy, because they get briefed on all this information, and they have access to knowledge that everyday Americans don't have, right? So I get all of that, but the problem for me, the symmetry breaker for me comes into like what Donald Trump, right? While I tell people this all the time, I don't knock people for voting for Donald Trump in 2026. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it, but I don't knock them in 2026. I'm sorry, in 2016. Because he was a bit of a wild card, even though Donald Trump had ran for office one time before and failed. Like he really got his political footing in 2016. And in my opinion, his rhetoric was disgusting. His ideals were like gross. He was just a bad person. But I understood what people were saying, like he was an outsider. He was someone who could shake up the political system. He was something that a lot of people didn't actually understand. But then when we roll it forward to 2020, and then 2024, after living through a Trump administration, after living through, where a million Americans lost their lives directly under Donald Trump's influence as far as handling the pandemic, after we lived through multiple financial issues that occurred in direct coordination with Donald Trump, it's hard for me to actually get behind anyone thinking like bringing him back was a good idea. Like Donald Trump, Jay, I want you to do this for me. Take a guess. How much money do you think Donald Trump has made in office since coming back into office? And like I'll give you this: the last updated numbers that I got was at the end of October. So I don't even know if it's increased since November or December. But if you had to guess how much money Donald Trump has made in office since he came back, what number would you put on that?
I haven't looked into it. I have no clue.
Take a guess. Throw a dart at the dartboard, a shot in the dark. Just throw a number out there. What do you think?
What the presidential salary is $400,000 a year?
No, forget the presidential salary. Exclude the presidential salary.
So we can subtract that from the total since he donates it, right?
No, yeah, I mean, we would have to see about that, but just forget about the salary. I'm talking about outside of him, like making money within the public space. I'm sorry, the public space as far as his job function, because I mean, he's supposed to make his money within his job, right? Yeah. How much wealth has he gained since becoming president of the United States for the second term?
I can't even guess. I can't tell you because it's probably going to be something crazy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, over $5 billion.
That's a lot of money.
since Donald Trump has gotten back in office, he's enriched himself to the tune of over $5 billion. And that's been at the expense of the American people and by utilizing the office of the presidency. And again, I'm not talking about, his presidential salary, because like, that's not the thing. Him and his access to foreign funds has increased his wealth by 5. He's made more money. And let's not forget that he's like almost 80 years old. He's made more money in less than a year of being back in office than he has for his entire life. Like that's insane. Like what are we even doing where the president of the United States is openly able to enrich themselves and no one is sitting here saying like, hey, what's happening? Like that's a problem.
I see your point. But where do we draw the line though then? Like, do we have to say in the future businessmen cannot run for president?
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
I see what you're saying too. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be influencing what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, and so the reason why I say that is it's not because it could be, it absolutely is. I'll give you this. So one of the ways that he has been able to amass so much wealth since coming back into office is because of his crypto, right? Cryptocurrency, it's still kind of super unregulated. It's blockchain, so it's really hard to track. You don't have to have like certain information, blah, 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 blah. What Donald Trump has been able to do is drop multiple meme coins, right? He's continued to drop cryptocurrency that he sells. And he's done this multiple times. He's got like Melania doing it, like all of them, they keep dropping crypto. And then what Donald Trump does as well is he puts incentives on his crypto. So he's had multiple forms of crypto that he sells. And he says, if you buy $100 million worth of this crypto coin, then you get to have dinner with me at Mar-a-Lago. And so what's been happening is there's been a lot of foreign influencers who has purchased his cryptocurrency and then been able to sit down with him at Mar-a-Lago. Literally, you have these ultra wealthy foreigners buying the ability to speak directly to the president of the United States of America and tell him what's important to them. Like, that's a problem. And so it's not even like, oh, there's a possibility he could be influenced. It's directly given a pipeline for the ultra wealthy outside of the US to influence the United States president. That's a problem.
Well, money coming from any outside source to any president would be a problem, just like Burisma.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can't pick and choose.
I see what you're trying to do there, right?
We can't pick. No, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to keep it fair and level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'll say about that, Jay. We can go into Burisma. We can say, you know, what did or did not happen. We can do all of those things. I mean, I'm more than willing to talk about like past administrations and past presidents, and especially the Democratic side. The one thing that I'll make sure that you know is I'm not a Democrat, right? I think Democrats are weak. I think Democrats are cowards. I'm a leftist, right? I'm way more extreme than a lot of people that that call themselves Democrat, and you wouldn't necessarily know that because like I can function within the system and I can talk to people about like how do we find a pathway forward with multiple people. But like you'll never see me caping for Democrats. I don't give a shit about them because for me, Democrats and Republicans are pretty much exactly the same when you talk about the politicians, right? Yeah. So you'll never see me like not holding them accountable. The reason why I'm really trying to hammer this home is because Donald Trump is the current president of the United States of America. Donald Trump has a substantial effect on your and my daily life. Donald Trump is someone that we can currently hold accountable because he currently holds power. And if we just sit here and say, well, this has happened in the past, and since it's happened in the past, like we should look at both sides or whatever. No, we need to, and this isn't a personally to Donald Trump. This is like a here and now thing. This is something that we have to make sure that we do no matter who's in power. We have to make sure that we hold the current people in power accountable and not sit here and say, well, let's talk about what used to happen or what happened, 10 years ago, whatever. Like, we can talk about historical views, but I think it's super important that we together, no matter who the politician is, stand up and say, we demand accountability. Like, that's the point.
Accountability is great. I will not disagree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
But to dismiss it for argument's sake, to say if you don't learn from history,
mm-hmm.
then history is doomed to repeat itself.
I agree.
You have to hold those people accountable as well. Accountability still backtracks. It doesn't have a timeline.
I agree.
You can't just pick and choose when you want to be accountable. Accountability has to be at every level at the top.
Yeah,
it starts with everyone.
No, listen, again, I completely agree with that. I think that accountability for all is super important. I think the one thing that I like to try to make sure that I get across is understanding where we are today. With that being said, I don't expect to be able to change, hearts and minds of people in an instance. The one thing that I think that I do expect is being able to understand where people stand and what like tangibly affects them. So the one last thing that I have for you, and I really want to understand, Jay, is like, do you feel happy and successful in this economy that we have today, right? I mean, do you feel like prices are affordable? Do you feel like housing is affordable? Do you feel like, the actual state of the economy, the money coming into your pocket, do you feel like those things are in a good spot today?
No.
Okay. Then what do we do about this? Like, you and me together, how do we fix these things?
Well, I don't want to sound accusational with this, but we had people come in and look. We had Doge saying there's fraud everywhere. Mm-hmm. If there's fraud at the top levels of government, we're not going to afford stuff. And now we have this new thing coming out in Minnesota with all the Somali fraud. They're talking to the tunes of $9 billion for over a decade. These people are making fake daycare centers. We can't make stuff affordable for American citizens until we focus on American citizens. But the people that are truly in power, and this is where I kind of get into a conspiracy theory kind of mind here, is it's not actually the government. It's people that own the super mega corporations. Like, has anyone ever actually seen George Soros in person?
Yes.
This guy is paying checks for everybody.
He's not. People. So what's funny about that is, like, George Soros is super old. He's not even politically active anymore. His son is super politically active, but it's not George Soros. People use him as a boogeyman because they know the name, but they don't actually know much about him. So yeah, I will tell you that, like, yeah, you're right. It's not even a conspiracy theory. Like, we understand that the ultra wealthy are the ones that benefit the most. I say this all the time. It doesn't matter if it's a billionaire on the left or it's a billionaire on the right. No matter who's in power, the billionaires continue to win, right? So the wealthy continues to win, and that's never going to be a situation where you sit here and say, like, oh, it's not them. It's always them, right? Because when you talk about capitalism and upholding capitalism, like, that's where we boil it back down to. I do want to kind of speak to, dang it, did you run? I did want to talk about what he said as far as, I don't even remember what he said. Dang it. I had a good point too. I spaced for half a second because something popped up. Dang it. Yeah, he was. All right, whatever. All right, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We are on. Oh, yeah, he was saying, like, fraud and all this stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to hold that because I don't want to give away. Like, I have something super interesting to say about, like, the fraud and all this other stuff, but I don't want to say it right now because like that's a talking point for people on the right. And there's a little bit, not a little bit, a lot of bit of being a hypocrite when it comes to like the fraud. No, I don't want to make the point because I know someone else is going to say it. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. I am not talking to friendlies. If you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Debbie's in the chat for, I think it's pronounced Shasta. I'm sorry. I'm messing up your name. I know I am. I'm so sorry. Who sent a $1.99 super chat to say, good God, Santana, you're giving me chills. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the love and support. And I'm glad that you're enjoying the stream so far. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that super chat. Holy fuck, guys. Massive W's in the chat for Dorothy. Hey, Dorothy, who sent a $30 donation saying Happy New Year to the best. We love you, Santana. Dorothy, I love you so much more. Thank you so much for the love and support. I hope you and your husband and all of you are doing extremely well. I hope 2026 is awesome for you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. W's in the chat for Ann. Ann sent a $2 donation saying, please let this guest know the 34 felonies he was convicted on in New York have not been dismissed unless I missed something. Yeah, there was a lot that was said, and I think there was a little bit of misconception as far as like it being dismissed or what is yeah. No, Donald Trump is absolutely a felon. He wasn't held responsible for those 34 felonies, but he's absolutely a felon. Guys, if anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and links are in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are not talking to friendlies. Snake, are you a Trump supporter?
For the most part, yes. But before I say anything, I have to say something that's all right. I just have to say
you're not going to slur anything, right?
No, God, no.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
My thoughts and opinions represent myself. They do not represent the DOW or the Department of the Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Also, I get where you're coming from, and if I feel like you're going too far as what you're saying that may put something in jeopardy, I'll slow you down. I get what you're saying. All right. Perfect. So, Snake, question for you.
Go for it.
2026, new year, new you, right? Like, when are we dropping Donald Trump and the Trump administration? Because like, I think it's time to admit that MAGA lost and it's time to wrap it up.
I'm not very politically, smart. I wanted to mainly talk about the military failure that you brought up. That's
Okay. Yeah,
I heard you saying something about the National Guard, how you said that was a failure.
So the reason why I categorize it as a failure is because Donald Trump has lost multiple court cases as far as being able to deploy the National Guard in these blue cities. And as of yesterday, Donald Trump has officially thrown in the towel and said that he will no longer pursue deploying the National Guard into these cities. He did say, oh, we'll come back at some point in the future. Maybe it'll be different. Maybe it'll be stronger. Who knows when? But he has officially given up his bid to try to deploy the National Guard in these blue cities.
Okay. But with the National Guard being deployed to these cities, wasn't there less crime rate?
Not really. Yes and no. All right. So if you look at the actual raw numbers, then you would say yes, right? But then if you look at the actual information behind it, then you will see why I say no. So specifically when you talk about DC, crime was already down year over year in DC, right? Like it had already been on a 6% decline year over year. Everything was trending downwards. Now, when you talk about what was actually done with the deployment of the National Guard in DC, you saw that Donald Trump, it was very performative, right? He deployed them to like some of the safest areas in DC. And not only did he deploy them to some of the safest areas that already had lower crime rates, he had them walking in a serpentine pattern, and they continued to actually go circling in the same areas, like back and forth. So it's not like they were patrolling different areas of DC or whatever. They were literally doing circles in the same area. So much so to like they ran out of things to do where they end up being put on like garbage duty, picking up trash throughout DC. So when you talk about what was done, what was implemented, like, yes, the crime did drop even more, because when you talk about putting in a temporary solution, right, where you say, all right, think about this. If you are trying to get into my house and I stand in front of the door and say, you can't come in, then you're not going to be able to come in. And as long as I'm standing there, no matter how long you wait and you want to get in, as long as I'm standing in front of the door, you're not going to be able to come in. But as soon as I leave, if I haven't like put a lock on the door or add a security system or got someone else to be, you know, stand in for me or whatever, if I just leave, then eventually you're going to be able to go through and get into my house. And so the point that I'm trying to make with that is that while Donald Trump did send the National Guard into like DC, and yes, the crime rate dropped even more, without some type of permanent solution, without like legislation or an actual plan for when the troops were pulled out, even any type of gains that are made as far as a decrease in crime is only temporary, unless there's something that's done to like affect real change.
Okay. And weren't they for the most part also just, I could be wrong about this, but just patrolling around federal buildings? Because I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, federal. Well, and so that was in different areas. So like in Los Angeles, right? Specifically, the reason why he was able to get around, being able to, gosh, what is it? Is it?
Before I interrupt you, Jay Wizzy was back. His phone had an update.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll get him back up here in a minute. The reason why he was able to circumvent the will of like Gavin Newsom and being able to deploy like the Marines in Los Angeles, because, you know, you can't have the United States military working as a police force inside of the United States. The way that he was able to circumvent that was specifically saying, well, we're deploying the Marines to guard this building, this federal building, right? And so like that was the whole big thing. So it was a lot of performative stuff. It was a lot of ticky-tack stuff, in which I get it, right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get things through. But at the end of the day, I think that Donald Trump's failure, and I am going to call it a failure because he was intentional as far as how he wanted to utilize his powers as commander-in-chief. Not only has it been curtailed, but like he's openly admitting that what he was doing is not going to work. And so at the very least, he has to stop what he's doing and figure something else out. Okay,
cool. Also, I want to get your opinions on the strike of Iran at the time. Because I know some people were I know a lot of people that were like, yeah, it's for oil, it's for this, and this. But from a military standpoint, I was in the AOR at the time, and I was really looking into it because I want to know, why am I here? So I want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah. So are we talking about, or we're talking about when the
Operation Midnight Hammer?
Yeah, so the bunker busters with
yes.
Yeah.
Not the Moabs,
okay. I think that was us kowtowing to Israel, because like Donald Trump was very open and adamant about not wanting to get involved with that. And I think that Donald Trump has ceded so much power to Bibi Netanyahu. I used to say that he bent the knee to Bibi, but he ceded so much power to Bibi Netanyahu that even when he doesn't want to do something, at times he's forced into doing that something. And so he was very adamant about like not wanting to get involved with Israel and Iran. But then when the Iron Dome in Tel Aviv was no longer being held up, right, when Iran had figured out a pattern, a missile pattern that allowed them to actually directly strike Tel Aviv in multiple ways, like they came to the United States and I don't want to say force Donald Trump's hand, but like he had no other option to get involved. So I think when you talk about like what's happening, I say this all the time. Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal. Israel is a terrorist state, and free Palestine until it's backwards. Thank you for the cake. Israel has started, has attacked in the last year and a half, has attacked over almost like 9 different countries, like directly. Like
I know
directly
Yemen, I know
strike.
Lebanon.
Yeah.
I know they struck, which this is one I don't agree with at all, which was, I believe it was Qatar.
Yeah.
They struck the Houthis that were
mhm.
over there, which I don't agree with that because they were not the Houthi. What was it, the Houthis?
I would have to look up each and every one, but the point being is like Israel has been the aggressor in the Middle East, and I think that's more so because they know they have the coverage of the United States of America, right? I mean, and know that they have the backing of Donald Trump, and so I'm someone who holds our military members with a lot of esteem and reverence, and I don't like to put them in risk or jeopardy unnecessarily. And the way that we are ceding more and more power under this administration, which again, don't get me wrong, like we cede power to Israel under every administration. Like, so I'm not just blaming the Trump administration, but it seems like more and more power has been ceded to Israel. And the fact that we're doing that is super, super dangerous. It's just making them bolder. And so that's what I think it's about. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's like some side benefits for, think of the cake, for the United States. And like, while, you know, they may get access to more oil and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like I don't think it's directly about oil. I think it was more so about Donald Trump and his personal relationship with Bibi Netanyahu.
Okay. So one of the main things about why we struck Iran was because of their nuclear facilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, Iran, they've been funding the Houthis, all these different, the IRGC's been funding all of these different terrorist organizations in Yemen, Lebanon, Palestine, and all of that. And with my personal opinion here, I don't want a country who openly supports these terrorist organizations to have nuclear weapons, right? And Iran was at 60% nuclear enrichment, which with about a 60% nuclear enrichment, that's about equivalent to about you can make a dirty bomb. Going from 60% to 90% is really easy compared to going from 8%, which is what they were allowed for their having a nuclear energy.
It was more than 8%.
Was it? Was it 12?
No. They were, so even though they were at what 60%, it was still like due to the agreement that was put in place, and they were giving transparency with the multiple audits, and they continue to pass audits. They were able to enrich at a 60% clip, I think, or whatever. Anyway, they were able to enrich at the clip that they were doing so, and we had full visibility when it came to understanding what they currently had and what they were currently doing. But like, I get where you're going. I don't want to derail you. I want you to finish your point, but like, they weren't breaking any agreements as far as what they were doing, as far as what we know. I'll give that caveat. As far as what we know, there could be more, but from all transparency that we had, you know?
Yeah, and I can't really speak on that fact. Where was I at? So yeah, with them having, if them getting up to 90%, which is equivalent for a nuclear bomb, if they have that, who's to say they're not going to go and give that to all of these different terrorist organizations who wish death upon America and death upon the West? So that's why I support why we did it. But I mean, that's just my 2 cents, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nowhere high on the food chain. I'm just.
Well, what I'll say about that, right, is I think that we have to understand, like, nuclear capabilities throughout the globe, right, is something that we have to keep an eye on. While I disagree with nuclear weapons as a whole, I think that we have better ways of trying to ensure that we have deterrence instead of, like, you know, just bombing the areas, right? And I think that the agreement that we had Iran in, which, I mean, like, directly the gosh, I'm spacing on the agreement that was, what is it called? The what was the deal that Trump pulled us out of? Because Donald Trump pulled us out. Obama signed the deal. Donald Trump pulled us out. And
I
then
think I know which one you're talking about,
What is it
but
called?
I don't remember the name either.
Chat, what's the name? What I'm spacing on it. What's the name of the deal that was originally signed under Obama, and then Donald Trump
Paris
pulled
Accords,
us out?
I think.
I'm sorry?
The JCPOA, maybe? I don't know.
No. I gotta look it up. Give me a second.
Yeah,
Iran
you
nuclear
can-
deal. Yes, it was the Iran nuclear deal. And so it was the oh, 1 second.
Abraham Accords?
No, the Abraham
No.
Accords was something
Different. Yeah, that's between.
it was the Iran nuclear deal. That was I guess it's the joint comprehensive plan of action, JCPOA,
Okay.
but it's colloquially known as the
Iran
Iran
nuclear
nuclear deal. Yeah, that was signed under Obama, and like that was put in place in order to ensure that Iran wasn't trending towards making those types of weapons. And then like Donald Trump pulled us out without a plan. He literally pulled us out without a plan, and then that
I agree.
opened the
He should have had a
gateway
plan.
to right. But then so like there was no additional agreements, there were no plans, and then fast forward to what happened last year now, where Israel is like, oh, we have to strike them because they're making nuclear weapons, and we fear for our safety. Well, if Donald Trump wouldn't have pulled us out of that agreement, then there was no way that they could use that as coverage, saying we fear for our safety, because again, they had, even after the Donald Trump pulled the U.S. out of the Iran nuclear deal, Iran was still adhering to the like the standards that were set within the deal. They were still giving access to auditing and all this other stuff. And so because they knew what it was about, so they held to what the agreement was, even though they were no longer contractually obligated to hold to that agreement. So what I'm saying is, like, I think there's a lot to it, but when you talk about what was done, the problem that I have with Donald Trump often is that he does things without a plan, right? He pulls us out, whether we talk about the Budapest Memorandum, I'm sorry, not the Budapest Memorandum, whether we talk about the Iran nuclear deal, whether we talk about him wanting to repeal the ACA without any type of replacement option. Donald Trump often backs us out of certain things that are in place and has like no plans for us to move forward. And that's a problem for me.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I just was curious what you're talking about based off military failure. Because
Okay.
I mean, that's my bread and butter right there.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say to you is I don't think Donald Trump respects our men and women in uniform, and that's a huge problem for me. I think that he believes that like they're just pawns on the chessboard that he can use whenever he wants, however he wants. I think like the military day parade that he had for his birthday celebration last year was like a slap in the face to the men and women in uniform. And so I just I don't get. Like, I get that our military members are supposed to be apolitical, but, anyone being apolitical is kind of a pipe dream. But I don't understand how, like, people who have served, who actively serve, support Donald Trump, especially when he's done things like call for the abolishment of the Constitution, where he's actively gone after military members as far as like, veterans like John McCain, saying that he likes his war heroes, uncaptured. He's specifically gone after who is it, General Milley. It's been so many things that he's disrespecting our military with, and I don't get how like you can still support him and say that you're a proud service member. Like I can't square that circle.
Yeah, I understand that. One of the main reasons I've been supporting it is during the government shutdown, he said that we were going to get paid. He delivered on that promise. I mean, he recently just gave us a $1,776 paycheck, which I'm greatly appreciative of that.
Okay, I want to talk about both of those things. I'll talk about both of those things really quick though before I talk about both of those things. W's in the chat for Natty. Natty sent a $2 super chat to say, came over from Parker, Keep spreading the good word. W's in the chat. Thank you so much, Natty, for that $2 super chat. Thank you so much for the love. I'm glad that you are officially a member over on our YouTube channel. And W's in the chat for Aaron. I'm not going to read your message out because you said don't read it out loud. I won't. But holy fuck. Thank you so much for the $132 donation. What in the fuck? Aaron, thank you so much for the love, the kindness, the support. I read your message. I don't think I'm worth it, but like you saying that means so much to me. It means the world to me. Aaron, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Happy New Year, happy 2026. I hope that this year brings you so much love, happiness, success, and all of the good things. Aaron, you are fucking awesome. W's in the chat, guys. I want to keep seeing like 1 million W's in the chat for Aaron. You are fucking amazing. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 200,000 likes. If you don't mind, please, please, please. Let's get the likes up to 200,000 likes. Also, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. If you look up at the top, you see the word follow, hit that follow button. Follow the main account. We bounce back and forth. We do lives on both the main and the backup account. We may be live later. So if we are, it'll be on the main account. So make sure you follow both of them. Turn on those notifications. If you look up at the top, you see a gray heart. That means you're not on the team. Send your daily heart me. It's one coin. It adds you to the team, but you have to go back in and claim that. So make sure you go back in and claim it. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you're not a Trump supporter. If you're friendly, do all the other things. All right. Let's speak to, you said during the government shutdown, Donald Trump ensured that the military got paid. That was your point?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know that as far as the overall payments for the United States military, the checks were already set as far as having payments, right? We got to the point towards the end of the government shutdown where the United States military was going to be in jeopardy, but multiple banking institutes stepped up and said, regardless of what happens with the government shutdown, that we are going to cover the United States military members' paychecks until the government shutdown ends. And then once the government puts those payments in the system, we're just gonna like recollect. We're not gonna charge any interest or whatever. So banks like Navy Federal Credit Union, like USAA, I think like Wells Fargo, like multiple banking industry or institutes stepped up and ensured that our servicemen and women were paid. And so it wasn't necessarily about Donald Trump. It was the actual, structures of our society who appreciated our service members to ensure, like, no matter what happened, our service members were going to be taken care of.
Yeah. I didn't know. I knew there was I remember seeing a while ago, it was during the government shutdown. It was like a person sent like 700 million to, was that the banks or?
No, so there was a quote unquote private person that sent, I think it was more than 7 million. It was someone donated money personally. It was like, oh, this is to cover the salary for the military members or whatever. It wasn't even a drop in the bucket. Like it was, and it's funny because Donald Trump was bragging about it. And Pete Hegseth was sitting there with him. And I freaking love this video because Pete Hegseth was sitting there and Donald Trump was bragging on the check and everything. And as soon as he said it, Pete Hegseth rolled his eyes so hard because the amount of money that was actually donated versus the actual cost to cover the salaries of our service members, it doesn't equate. Like it wasn't even close.
700 million is what I heard. Which
I can look up the exact amount, but it didn't come close to covering the overall salary for the United States military members.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Also, you said you got the 1776 check.
Yeah.
Right. What did Donald Trump say that money came from? So 1 second. Hey, Denise. Hey, Denise. I appreciate you to the moon and back. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the live. But we don't want to spam share too many times. Rainy, Rainy, thank you for the kisses. Denise, for anyone sharing the live, guys, if you share it out like once or twice, then that's perfectly fine. But if you start spam sharing, then it will hurt the live. So when you send out the if you share it out, just do it like once or twice, and we're good. We're good. You don't need to spam share. I appreciate you though. 1776 checks. Where do you think those came from?
I remember reading it was like from the housing allowance or whatever it was, is what I heard. But no, from everybody I've talked to, nobody has lost any of their BAH. That's what we call it in the Air Force. We call it BAH, basic allowance for housing. Nobody has lost, or their money hasn't even gone down for that BAH. So from maybe it was extra money that we had in there. But I remember he said
where it was the actual difference that was supposed to be made up and set to offset the additional costs for housing for military members. And so what Donald Trump did was, instead of actually, because there was always a shortfall, right? There was always a shortfall from what the United States was providing versus what was needed to keep up with the additional costs for housing for our military members. And instead of the Trump administration fixing the shortfall and ensuring that they add additional funds to, ensure that like people had what they need to offset the cost of inflation for like housing and stuff, Donald Trump took the money and like cut it up and split it and sent it out to all the service members. So the people who need access to housing, still they're paying more for their housing than they should be paying. So people can sit here and say, oh, well, my thing didn't go down, or blah, blah, blah. Like literally, let's say if someone is supposed to be paying, let's say someone is paying $10 and of the government was supposed to be paying like $8 of the $10 and they're supposed to pay $2, but the government has been paying, $5 of the $10 and they've been paying $5. And the government is instead of saying like, we're going to give you that $3, and they just take like, additional $2 and give it to someone else or whatever, instead of giving them $3 to make it up. And so while you won't see a change because they're already used to paying the amount and they're already getting some amount from the government, instead of the government making it right and making them whole, they took the shortfall that they would have increased, which wouldn't have even met what was supposed to be necessary, and just divvied it up between everyone. So like the Trump administration literally decided in what's almost $1 trillion military budget, instead of actually just making our service members whole by giving them what they rightfully are owed for their housing, he just said, we're going to take this lesser amount, split it up, and give everyone payments, and maybe they won't notice. Like he cheated everyone.
I'd have to look into that.
Yeah, take it out. Like it's a whole thing, and it's not. And he even lied, and he said that it was for from tariff revenue, right?
Yeah,
like
I heard about that. And
that's what he said, and it wasn't from tariff revenue at all. Which, like, tariff revenue, that's a whole different ball game. But like he even lied as far as where it came from.
I don't get the whole lying portion of it. I mean, I still live in the dorms myself. I don't really get BAH. I get BAS because my base gives us BAS for some reason. Probably because our DPAC's down, but man, I'm tired. I need an energy drink.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, listen, hey, I appreciate you coming up. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down and thank you.
All right, God bless.
Yep, have a good one. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. Please, only request up. If you are a Trump supporter, we are only looking for some debates. If you are not a Trump supporter, please do not request up. We're only looking for some debates. W's in the chat for Valerie for the $10 donation, saying, thank you for bringing facts. Love, Valerie. Valerie, thank you so much for that $10 donation. You're fucking awesome. Thank you, Valerie. Fucking W's in the chat for Darcy. Darcy said a $20 donation saying, love you, Santana. Keep up the great work. Darcy, thank you so much for the $20 donation. Happy New Year. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for the love and support. Guys, if anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link trade in the bio. Dang it. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Again, guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. If you are not a Trump supporter, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 200,000 likes. Let's get the likes up to 200,000 likes if you don't mind. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, Jack Smith, those depositions, Jack Smith is on his ass. You know, the reason why Donald Trump and the Republicans didn't want Jack Smith to testify in public is because they knew what he was going to say. Swaggy, are you a Trump supporter? Swaggy, are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm going to drop you down. Thank you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Hi, Yolanda, are you a Trump supporter? Yolanda, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
With the oh shit, that means you're not. Okay, I'm gonna drop you down. Guys, no, you're good, Swaggy. Just FYI, I want to do this really quick because there's multiple people in the box and I want to make sure. Take a look down at the bottom. If you see the pink and blue person, you're good. You're perfectly good. If you see the pink and blue person, you're good. If you look down at the bottom and you see the gray people, that means you're in the request. And if you're in the request, that means you're a Trump supporter and you're here to debate. So take a moment, take a look at your phone, take a look at your tablets. If you see the pink and blue person, you're good to go. If you see the gray person, that means you're in the box. You are a Trump supporter and you are here ready to debate. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are not talking to friendlies. Take a look at the bottom, guys. Hi, Bryson, are you a Trump supporter? Bryson, are you a Trump supporter? All right, I'll drop you down. 45, 47. Werewolf, are you a Trump supporter? Assuming with the whisper of fuck and the teacup, that means you're not. I'm gonna drop you down. Let's see here. Oh, dang, I dropped my backup instead of actually dropping the person. Dang it. Let me get my backup back up, or my main account. Guys, again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We're only looking for some debates. All right, and I'm sure this person isn't a Trump supporter, so let's see here. All right, I think we're clear. All right. Let's reset. It's 2026, guys. It's 2026. Chat, we made it. January 1st, 2026, we're here. And it's no longer even about having the conversation with Trump supporters. It's no longer even about trying to debate Trump supporters. It's no longer about trying to see who has a better position, a better stance, a better understanding. We're just talking about facts now. We're literally just talking about facts now. MAGA lost. Time to wrap it up. Trump supporters, MAGA, Republicans, you guys lost. You had your opportunity and you failed in 2025. You failed. We now officially have 306 days until the midterm election. And it's time for you to let go of all the lies that you've been told. It's time for you to let go of all the misinformation and disinformation that you have perpetuated. It's time for you to let go of being in the MAGA cult. It's over. It's over. You know it. Donald Trump knows it. The Republican Party knows it. And you see it in multiple ways. You can talk about the Epstein list fallout. The fact that Donald Trump is now punishing Republicans for releasing the Epstein files. Absolutely. We can talk about the J6 backlash, the nightmare for Trump that will not go away. Jack Smith and his testimony has pulled back the curtain on Donald Trump in the way that he literally tried to overthrow the country. We can talk about the military failures and the fact that Donald Trump understands that he is not a king. He does not have all the power and authority. And he, at the very least, isn't even a good commander-in-chief. We can talk about the blue wave loading, and I absolutely mean that. MAGA, Trump supporters, Republicans. Ever since Donald Trump has gotten in office, there's been loss after loss, failure after failure, election after election, and each and every opportunity that the Republicans have had, that MAGA has had, that Trump supporters have had, you guys have lost. Last but not least, we're officially in a healthcare crisis. January 1st, 2026, we are in a massive healthcare crisis. Healthcare is about to get even more expensive. Premiums are going up, and that's because of Donald Trump and the Republicans. That's where we are. So if you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. Anthony, welcome back.
Yes. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Happy New Year.
Doing good. Happy New Year's to you as well.
Yeah. Anthony, I know you heard what I was just saying as far as this list. So I'm not going to read that again, but I do want to call out one quick thing. The call out is crash out, you lose. This is my new rule for 2026, and for any and every Trump supporter that I talk to. I just want to make sure that every Trump supporter knows, like that's the rule. If you crash out, you lose.
No, I totally get it.
But Anthony
I
said,
got you. I'm with you. I think that's a great rule.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I know you were saying like there's been plenty of losses, but one win that I would like to speak on is pretty much like the dismantling of the LGBT queer agenda being forced on us, with the defining the genders, the removal of chemical castration and mutilating to children, and the removal of trans soldiers.
Hold on one second. I'll let you continue to get your point off, and I promise you we'll go through that. But no one's being chemically castrated. That's just not true. You should probably stop saying that.
Well, no. The reason I say chemically castration,
I don't want to. No. I don't want to go into that. Like that's what you're saying is about to perpetuate even more harm. But I want you to finish your point, and so we can go ahead and get into it. But no one's being chemically castrated. Anyway, finish your point.
Actually, like the thing with the chemical castration is puberty blockers are actually chemically castrating boys.
Anthony, that's not true. I don't want to go into, like, you can't sit here and say people are being chemically castrated when no one's being chemically castrated. Words have meanings. So you can't listen, stop for a second, Anthony. You cannot say that when you're trying to just actually, use hyperbole. That's like a huge jump. Finish your statement as far as some reason you think that people are trying to make you gay.
Well, the thing is, it's like when you give a hormone blocker to a child, his genitals are not going to develop, and that's actually chemical castration. It's the same.
Anthony, listen to me for a second, please. I don't want to talk about the quote unquote chemical castration. Stop trying to talk
Tough
about
topic
that part.
for you.
No, stop trying to talk about that point and finish your original statement before I jumped in.
Okay.
Finish
Well,
what you were
since
saying.
that's off limits to talk about for
I didn't
whatever
say that was
reason.
off limits. You're just the point that I'm making is what
you
you're
won't let me get
saying
into the
is
facts about it.
factually wrong. It's factually wrong. You calling it chemical
Okay.
castration is
Question.
factually wrong. You can
A
sit here and talk.
prepubescent boy on puberty blockers, will that not?
No, Anthony, no. Finish your statement, and then I want to speak to some of the other stuff that you've already said. I want to get into it. I'm trying to let you finish your statement. I'm not stopping there at the chemical castration. I'm just telling you that's factually not happening. Now finish your statement, or it's my turn to speak.
Were there not children being prescribed puberty blockers?
Are you done with your statement?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then
But
finish
if you
your
don't want to
statement.
answer that, I'll move on.
Anthony, either finish your statement or I'm going to speak. I am not talking about chemical castration. Finish your statement or it's my turn to speak.
Okay, well, basically, the whole woke ideology, the trans sodomite agenda that was being forced on us with the telling kids they could be whatever they want, that there's no such thing as genders. All this has been very harmful. Trump stomping it out by basically defining that there's two genders and removing all the harmful things that were being done to our children, i.e. chemical castration, mutilation.
Hey, Anthony, I'm not playing these fucking games. Stop saying chemical castration because chemical castration is an actual thing. And unless you can actually prove that they're doing that specific thing, then that's not what's happening. Chemical castration is an actual thing.
Can you tell me what it actually is?
No, go look it up for yourself. Now, I'm going to reply to what you said from the beginning because I had something specific that I wanted to say. Now, you said that the quote unquote queer agenda was being pushed on to people. Question for you, Anthony. Are you queer?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're not. You're not.
Are you queer?
No, I'm not.
Good for you, brother.
I'm sorry?
I said good for you, brother.
Okay. I mean, but if I were?
I would think you should repent and turn away from your sins.
No one cares about your sky daddy. We're not even going there yet. No one cares about, listen, I don't believe that you're a Christian. We're going to go there too, but I promise you, you're not. Anyway, Anthony, the question that I have for you, you're absolutely not. You're absolutely not. Anthony, the question I have for you.
Yeah.
Since you're not gay, do you find me attractive?
I think you're a handsome man.
Sure,
I don't
but
find
do
you
you find me
sexually
attractive?
attractive. No.
Okay, cool. So you don't. Is there anything that I could do to convince you to find me attractive?
Well, no, I did say you were attractive, but just not sexually attractive. I think you're a handsome man, but
sure, yeah. I'm again. Now you're talking about the actual physical aspect as far as beauty standards, all this other stuff. What I'm saying is, there
beautiful,
anything?
to be honest, but
Lock in for me, bud. Is there anything that I can do that would make you, Anthony, sexually attractive to me?
is there anything you could do that would make you sexually attractive to me?
Correct.
No.
Is there anything that anyone could do, anything that anyone could tell you that would make you sexually attractive to me?
No.
Why?
Because I just don't think that that's how my body and mind works. I don't think.
Okay. So you don't think that so you don't think that your body and mind works that way. I agree. Listen, I literally agree with you. You are not sexually attracted to men. And so no matter
your handsomeness wasn't really my main issue.
I know it's not, but listen, we're still going to go there. I'm going to finish my sentence, Anthony. The way that this works, right, is when I stop talking, that's when you talk. And then when you stop talking, that's when I'll talk. Let's make sure we go one at a time.
I got you.
The point that I'm sitting here making, right, is that you've already said it, right? Like that's not the way that you're quote unquote wired, right? That's not your actual makeup. So there's nothing that I can do that is going to make you sexually attracted to me. I can sit here and sing you lullabies and sweet songs. I can, you know, shine my beard up. I can flash a smile. I can do whatever. And no matter what I do, Anthony, you're not going to be sexually attracted to me because you're not gay. Right?
I don't believe anybody's gay,
members of
actually.
the queer community are not queer because they want other people to be queer. They're not queer because they're trying to convince other people to be queer. They're queer because that's who they are. And that's the point that I want you to really, really, really focus on. No one can push an agenda that would make you change who you are. The agenda has never been to make America queer. The agenda has been to make America see and accept marginalized communities. That's the point. Not everyone has representation. Not everyone has the ability to be who they are. Not everyone has a voice. And the point being is no one should have to hide who they are. No one should have to be afraid of who they are. No one should have to be persecuted for who they are. The only agenda there is saying people are who they are. They're allowed to be seen. They exist and they deserve representation. That's the agenda, bud. No one's trying to make you gay. No one's trying to force kids to transition. No one's trying to force any type of queer agenda on other people. It does not work that way. Also, please, 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 you did this yesterday, Anthony. Please stop hop-toing all in the mic. I promise you, if you do that a couple more times, I got to drop you because, like, that's fucking gross and people, like, hate it. Like, please stop doing that.
No, I totally understand. I won't do it. But see, my actual debate was not anything to do with, oh, they're trying to make us gay, right? It's that I actually don't even believe that there are quote unquote queer gay people. It's just people indulging in their deviancy. You know what I'm saying? And for us to say, oh no, it's more about drawing the line and saying, this is not what we're going to accept. We're not going to allow you to do this to our children.
Okay. So
because you should lose your medical license if you deform a child.
Yeah, you keep trying to go back to that, but that's not happening.
Why do you keep trying to run from it? That's the actual issue.
This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want you to do this.
Can you say how it's good to chemically castrate children?
Anthony, stop saying that. I want you to go find one actual piece of evidence that proves one of two things. Either, Anthony, holy shit, stop doing that.
I didn't spit it. Jesus.
Yeah, no one wants you hawk-toing in the mic. If you're going to do that, then fucking go on mute. I'm so serious. If you do it again, I got to drop you. That's fucking gross, and people don't want to hear that.
No, I got
Stop it.
It's not as gross as mute.
I'm so glad that you got muted before you said that shit that you were about to say. Anthony, if you want to mention anything else about quote unquote chemical castration, then you need to go get a specific medical example of showing me that it actually happened. All right, that's number one. Or if you want to talk about underage children transitioning medically, then you need to go get me a specific medical example of those things happening. If you want to talk about either one of those two things, then you need to be able to give me proof. I don't want to hear you talk about it. I want you to say, hey, Santana, this is medical case ABC that occurred on date ABC with case ABC, and this is where it's happening. So I'm willing to talk to you about it, but you have to have actual physical proof.
No, I got you. Just follow me on this, okay?
And please don't give me any type of examples, and please don't talk about medical castration or children transitioning if you don't have actual proof. Don't say those things if you don't have actual proof. So if you're getting ready to talk about either one of those two things, then you need proof. What I want to talk about is your Christianity and how you're actually saying that it's just people leaning into the deviancy. So If you want to talk about those other things, you got to have proof. Whatever you're about to say, if it's not about your Christianity and your decency, then.
Well, I got you. Well, can I just ask you a question? Can you follow me for a second?
No, because if you're about to talk about chemical castration.
No, I'm not even going to mention the word. I'm not going to mention the word.
Then okay, it better not be about either one of those.
Okay. Do you believe that doctors were prescribing gender affirming medicine, aka puberty blockers? Question. Yes or no question. Super simple. You don't have to answer if you don't want.
Yes. And the reason being.
Okay.
No. Stop for a second. Listen to me for a second.
Go ahead.
The reason being is because children often need medical care, which includes puberty blockers. Just because you actually have access to puberty blockers does not mean that you're transitioning. Did you know that one of the most common reasons for puberty blockers is excess fatty tissue on boys in their chest area? And so one of the things that they're giving for puberty blockers is to address the excess fatty tissue on their chest. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard of those cases. Okay. But now my second question to you.
No, I'm not finished. Oh, so doctors are actually prescribing those types of medication. I was still making my point. Okay, doctors are actually prescribing that type of medication specifically. And so when people sit here and pretend as if medical reasons don't exist, you are literally trying to exclude the children that need access.
I got you. I'm right there with you. Now, do you believe that though in those prescriptions, because I understand what you're saying, that there's medical reasons. I know you're looking for your out, but were some of those cases due to gender affirming care?
I don't know. Do you have a case that I can look at and we can talk about it?
Yeah, I have plenty of cases.
Okay, what's the case? Go ahead and give me one.
The case of the boy that was given puberty blockers and his penis never worked the same for the rest of his life.
Listen, I don't.
He was chemically castrated.
No, stop. Fucking stop. I don't want to hear you say like, oh, there was a boy that this happened to. I told you, give me the name of the case and we will look it up. Stop saying random shit.
I got you, but you do agree it was prescribed, right? Case. You do agree it was prescribed.
No, Charles, Anthony, fucking stop. Give me the name of the case. And you know what? Now, this is a boundary. You don't get to talk about it at all anymore until you actually get me a name of a case. We're going to talk about your Christianity now, right? And that's where we're going. So you don't get to talk about gender affirming care. No, it's not a pivot. It's me telling you that, Anthony, you're sitting up here in front of almost over 2,000
I'll change the
topic. Shut the fuck up. You're sitting up here in front of 2,000 people saying shit that you have no evidence for. We don't care about your feelings. I don't care about how you feel. You can't quantify the claims that you are making. So unless you have factual evidence to support the claims that you're making, it's nothing but fifis in your tum-tum, and I refuse to care about your fifis, Anthony. Now let's talk about you and your religion. Anthony, you think that you are someone that would actually uphold Christianity. Do you think that you're someone that obeys the gospel? Is that what you believe?
Well, I believe I'm not a perfect man, but I try my hardest to live in the light of Christ and to be a better person daily.
Okay. So,
and I don't follow all the laws to a T, but I try to follow them to the best of my abilities.
Okay. So when you say you don't follow all the laws to the T, but you try to follow them to the best of your ability, do you mean that you aren't specifically strictly following the Bible? Do you mean that?
No, like as in I'm just this regular sinner. Like I've indulged in alcohol, but I've asked for forgiveness and I've tried to step away, and I always try to do better. But we have pitfalls sometimes,
So, how long would you say that you've been a Christian?
33 years.
How old are you?
33.
Okay, so you've been a Christian all of your life.
More specifically, a Catholic. I was baptized at birth, and in my teenage years became a confirmed Catholic, and still currently carry the Catholic torch.
Okay. what do you? Please don't spit in the mic.
Did you hear me spit?
I heard you like you were.
Am I
getting
not
ready
allowed
do
to
it. I had
sniffle?
No, I'm just
Jesus
saying, like,
Christ.
we have PTSD from you, like, hawk tuning in the mic. I'm
I
trying
got
to,
you.
yeah.
I got you.
When you talk about your religion, right? At the basis of who you are, like the basis of your religion, what do you think are the fundamental purpose and premises of your religion?
To live our lives in a way that would be acceptable into heaven, into paradise.
Got it. And the way that you do that is by, for lack of better words, being a good person, doing good things, and letting your fruits show, right? Because the actual, your worth and your actual, value is in a Christian, being a Christian is in the fruits, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, this is not the topic, but anyways.
Oh, no, it's absolutely the topic, right?
Yeah.
So the point that I'm trying to get to is...
Do you believe in God real quick? Because I don't debate religion with people that don't even believe in God.
First of all, you wouldn't be able to debate religion because I'm positive you don't know your religion. Positive.
Is that your answer?
No, my answer is I'm positive you don't know your religion. The
So,
answer
no,
to your
do you
question,
believe in God or no?
What if I say no?
Well, then I'm not going to have a theological debate with a fucking atheist. What's the point?
Okay, well, are you a theologian?
I believe in my
Are
religion.
you a theologian, yes or no?
I guess so. I'm not as
Are you trained and have a degree in order to call yourself a theologian?
Do you?
I do not. That's why I don't call myself a
Me neither.
theologian. You just said that you're not going to have a theological debate.
I don't debate theology.
You said I'm not going to have a theological debate. I'm trying to make the point that even if I were an atheist or if I did not believe in God, this still would not be a theological debate because neither one of us are.
So do you or don't you, man?
Let me ask you a question.
Do you or not, pal?
Sure.
Jesus, give it a break.
No. Hey, we're gonna do this on my timeline, Bubba. What do you think? Do you think that I am someone that believes in God, a higher power, in Jesus, or anything like that? What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a chance you possibly could. I just don't think. I think you're promoting the anti. What's in the Bible? You're not sticking with what it's supposed to be. You might believe.
That's because
I don't know why
the Bible isn't real, bub.
Wow.
It's literally a fucking book of stories. It's a fairy tale book. No, fuck that. Yes, I believe in God. I absolutely do. I believe in a higher power. Yeah. I don't talk about my religion because I don't use my religion as a sword. I believe that religion is used as a shield, that you're supposed to use your religion to help people, to be a better person. And you're supposed to show that through your actions. You're not supposed to go around and bash people and use it for hateful terms and sit here saying, oh, you can't be you because my sky daddy says that you're not supposed to be you. It's fucking weird. Shut up.
Did I do that?
Yes, it's fucking weird that you think your sky daddy is literally the reason why something shouldn't be happening. You think that your sky daddy is the reason why people shouldn't have access to healthcare. Nope. You think that your sky daddy is the reason why people shouldn't be allowed to be who they are. Hey, guess what, Anthony? No one gives a fuck about your sky daddy. No one gives a fuck about your sky daddy. We don't care. We don't care. And so you
didn't bring him here.
You said that you don't believe in the queer community. You think that it's just people being immoral. You wanted to go on to transgender people and kids and all this other stuff. And I literally said, you don't get to talk about that unless you actually have fucking evidence, like factual evidence to talk about it. So you don't get to do any of that. So yes, I brought up your religion because that's the only thing that you actually have. If we're going to talk about your fifis, then we're going to talk about your religion. We will not talk about things that you don't have evidence for because hell, you can't prove God anyway. So we might as well talk about shit that you can't prove. Why not lean into shit that you can't prove instead of actually sitting here saying shit that I know that is disprovable, but yet you want to talk about it even though you can't prove it? No, fuck that. We're talking about religion. We're talking about your religion. Now, with that being said,
Hey,
I need you to sit on mute. I'm muting you. Me. I'm muting you. I need you to sit on mute, and I'm going to say a couple of things, and then we're going to have this conversation. Debbie's in the chat for Amanda. Amanda, thank you so much for the $11.11 donation, saying, I don't celebrate the New Year's until spring equinox. I understand that, but I still wanted to send something, say thank you in advance for your time or tireless work in 2026. 1111, Make-A-Wish, Santana, love you. I love you so much more. Thank you so much. I don't believe in the magic, but I really appreciate you and your love and your support, Amanda. Debbie's in the chat for Beyond the Leash, who sent a $4.99 super chat to say, a smart president would never would have a plan in place before tearing up previous agreements. Trump created his own problems. You're absolutely 100% right about that one. Debbie's in the chat for MAGA Cries, who sent a $2 donation saying, this is why you don't get health advice from a washed up lawyer. Oh, talking about RFK Jr. Absolutely fucking right. Debbie's in the chat for Brittany for the $5 dono saying, I'm only being nice today. Happy New Year, Brittany 86. Thank you so much, Brittany, for the $5 donation, and thank you for being nice. I hope you have a great day and a happy New Year. Debbie's in the chat for Jay for the $1 donation saying, tell Charlie, Anthony, to leave us trans people alone. All we want to do is survive. We're being unalive at record numbers because people like him. Exactly. Like all they want to do is actually fucking exist. Debbie's in the chat for Jacqueline. Jacqueline sent a $5 donation saying he did this to Dean and someone else last night. He did the spitting and saying trigger words to get you taken down. Oh, yeah. He's not going to be able to do that. I'm actually, I'm good with the pivot. And also I know exactly what to do. Allison, thank you so much for the $3 donation saying magic trick, the noise. Yeah, I got you. I absolutely got you. Hey, Anthony, please stay on mute until I finish with the donos. Debbie's in the chat for Shannon for the $5 donation saying he disregards he disregards that his little blue pill is also gender affirming care. It is. What about God's plan for his limp member? Exactly. Absolutely, exactly. W's in the chat for Mike, who sent a $5 donation saying, your Jesus said, leave people alone, but help them if they need it, caller. That's 100% true, right? People don't understand, like they love to follow Jim Crow Jesus, but they never think about red letter Jesus. Like that's what we're dealing with. W's in the chat for all the donos. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. One last thing, chat. One, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 300,000 likes. If you don't mind, please, 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 and thank you. Last but not least, I saw people in the chat spamming pay to kick. You guys know how we do it here. I allow you guys to make the decision and vote on it. I'm not just going to actually do it. I will let you guys make the decision. So here is the poll. Put a 3 in the chat if you want to do a pay to kick. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to keep them. 3 in the chat if you want to do a pay to kick. 1 in the chat if you want to keep them. 3 if you want to do a pay to kick. 1 in the chat if you want to keep them. 3, pay to kick. 1, keep. W's in the chat for Kat for the $20 donation saying, I want to lean over and spit acid on his crotch. Holy shit. Thank you so much.
I guess I'm not going to have a chance or.
I'm still getting through this. Thank you so much for the 20, Kat. You're fucking amazing. W's in the chat for Jason for the $1 dono saying, I think this guy thinks about little boys' private parts way too much. I completely agree. I completely agree. W's in the chat for Jason. Thank you so much for that one. W's in the chat for Lisa for the $5 dono saying support. Lisa, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the 5. Saw a shit ton of 3s. W's in the chat for JV Cry, who sent a $5 super chat to say Happy New Year. Thank you for not putting up with the debate bro BS. I don't get it and I have no interest in that. All right, guys, so this is what we're gonna do. and Anthony, I'm gonna give you a chance to speak. But the chat has already agreed that they're gonna put a bounty on your head, and this is how it works. You and I are gonna have this debate. We're gonna have this conversation. As long as you don't antagonize the chat, you and I can continue to actually speak. But if you get to the point where they think that you're being harmful, or they think that like it's no longer worth having you here, then they will absolutely get you up out the paint. That being said,
Sounds good. I got you. So listen.
hold on, one last thing. With that being said, chat, I normally don't do this, and I just want to speed run this one. So instead of doing our normal, $100 pay to kick or whatever, we'll go ahead and put it up to $250. I'm sorry, not $250, $200. And
500.
and we will do a permaban if we get up to 200. There's over 2,000 of us hanging out here, and if we get a collective $200, we'll do a pay to kick. Not a pay to kick, but a permaban. It's a permaban. So if anyone would like to actually donate to the permaban, 200. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. That's what we're doing. Anthony.
Yes.
Religion.
So,
it should be a shield, not a sword. You cutting at people with your religion goes directly against what you actually believe in. You had the question about red letter Jesus versus Jim Crow Jesus, right?
Yeah, I don't. Anyways, listen,
Do you not know who
my real
Jim
thing
Crow
is
Jesus
this.
is?
My religion, let's break it down like this.
Wait, but do you not know who Jim Crow Jesus is?
I know who Jim Crow. I said I'm Catholic. I'm not part of the Jim Crow Jesus.
Who is Jim Crow Jesus?
Well, I don't know who Jim Crow Jesus is, but I know Jim Crow was the dude that had the racist laws in the South. I'm not here for any of that.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm here to say is,
so just FYI,
I look at
Jim
you
Crow
like
Jesus,
a brother, whether we agree or disagree.
You don't look at me like a brother. You don't.
Well,
because
I
literally, you know why you can't look at me like a brother? Because if you look at me like a brother, then you would have to look at people within the queer community.
Can I get my point off before you interrupt me?
With disabilities like a brother. You would have to actually have that same type of reverence for women that are losing access. You don't look at me like a brother.
I got you. But I'd appreciate if you let me get my shit off without being interrupted, right? So, in my religion, I believe we're supposed to help our fellow brothers out, right? Like you. If I saw you were down and out and doing drugs, I would try to convince you to stop doing drugs because your body's a
just
temple.
an FYI, you can't say D-rugs on TikTok, and don't say the name of a D-rug as well, because if you say the name of a D-rug, then you have to get kicked.
I'm new to
sure
all
that
these,
you know that, so please be mindful
I'm
of
actually new to
TikTok-friendly
TikTok,
language.
but okay, I'm sorry. If I saw you were making bad decisions, doing substances that weren't good for you, I would try to tell you, hey, brother, that's not good for you. Your body is a temple, right? Mm-hmm. Would you say that sodomy is a net benefit or negative to the male body?
It depends on the male.
No, I mean like getting fucked in the ass. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Hey, why the fuck would you even say that way? Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, seriously.
What?
Yeah.
Don't we have free speech?
You can sit here and say, you can say having anal intercourse. You can say anything. Like, why the fuck would you even say, like, what are we doing?
Anyways, I didn't know we were that censored on TikTok.
No, this is a fucking children's app. This is a children's app. This is a children's app.
I got you. So listen, do you think that sodomy is healthy for the male body or no?
Yes. I think that everyone should be able to have as much gay sex as they want to have, because I don't give a fuck about people having gay sex. I don't care about people. It drives me crazy how you religious freaks tend to try to hold people to some type of standard. I don't give a shit about that. The only reason that you think that people being gay is a negative is because of your religion. That's literally the only reason that you think that. The only reason that you think that being gay is your religion. You want to persecute people. That's it. You want to
Oh, it's the
persecute
sin
people.
of sodomy.
You want. It's not a sin. It's not a sin.
Yes,
you know
it
why?
is,
Because your
brother.
Bible book is not real. It's fucking Harry Potter.
Do you think it's
fucking Harry Potter?
Was it healthy when the Romans did it? No.
I got a question for you.
Wow,
Is
ahead.
God pro incest?
Anyways, yeah, I get it. They fuck their.
Answer the question. Is God pro incest? Yes or no?
Just said yes. They fuck their
Okay,
cousins.
so
but
no.
That's
That's
you're
not
doing
what,
something
that's not
unhealthy to your body, is my
that's
job.
not the question. I just need I'm not saying, oh, they F themselves. I'm the very, very specific question, Anthony. I need you to answer this question. Is God pro incest? Yes or no?
Fine incest.
Did God want people to repopulate the world by having sex with their family members?
So do you consider your third cousin,
Yes or
is
no?
that incest?
Yes or no?
Anyways,
Yes
that's
or
a loaded
no?
question.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
They promoted incest.
So you're
because they
sitting.
had
So
to fuck
you're
their
sitting
third
here
cousins.
talking about.
It's not their brothers.
You're sitting here talking about the queer community, but literally the Bible advocates for incest. So, Anthony, are you
Doesn't
pro incest?
advocate for incest. It
It
speaks
literally.
out against
There's
incest.
2 instances within the Bible
Yeah.
where God chose.
What are you gonna say, Noah and Adam? What about
God
when Noah
chose
got covered
incest.
up
Yes, God chose.
and he didn't want
incest.
his daughters to fuck him? What
Why
are you
would
talking
God
about?
choose incest, Anthony? Why would God choose incest?
Anyways,
Why would God choose incest?
so if you consider your third cousin incest, then that's
Yes,
just
I
what you
do.
have to
I do.
Okay.
Why is God pro incest and are you pro incest?
He's not. I'm not pro incest. God's
Yes,
not pro
you're
incest.
literally the Bible,
Are
which
you
you've been
pro
standing up here.
sodomy? Yes. Is it
You've been
bad?
sitting up here
No,
standing on the Bible. You've been championing the Bible. You've been advocating for the Bible.
You're the
You've
one
been
who keeps bringing.
advocating for the Bible.
You're
And so
scared,
since
and you
you've been
pivoted to the
advocating for the
Bible.
Bible, we're going to talk about this pro incest.
You want to
Anthony,
go
one
from
last
something that's
question
based
for
in
you.
facts
One last
to go
question for
to
you,
the
Anthony,
Bible.
because
You pivoted from it.
Anthony, no. I seriously,
Thank
one last
God
question
Trump
for you. And then I
ended the
promise
child
you,
castration.
listen, I will let you speak. I just got one more question. I promise you, I'll
You're
give you
not
the
letting
floor.
me
Is that a deal? Anthony, I won't interrupt you anymore. I promise you. I promise you. Swear to God. I won't interrupt you. I won't interrupt you anymore. Let me just I just have a question. Holy shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay. Last question is, do you think that the fruits that you have exhibited on the TikTok live today, right now, like, do you think that it's something that is something that would bring people closer to God, bring people closer to your religion? Do you think that your actions is something that God would want to be like the example of, faith?
Yes, because I'm
Tell me
steering
how.
them away from their
Tell me how.
sin. I'm steering them away from their sin and Satan.
Fuck you. W's in the chat, guys. W's in the chat. Fucking W's in the chat. Holy shit. This guy sucked. Holy shit, he fucking sucked. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. We did a permaban. I'm going to say thank you to all of the donors. And we're going to move on. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you're not a Trump supporter. I'm going to say thank you to all the donos. And then I got one other thing that I'm going to tell you guys about, and then we're going to go from there. W's in the chat for Terrell for the $5 super chat to say permaban, howdy, happy new year, love you all lovelies. W's in the chat for Terrell, thank you so much for the 5. W's in the chat for Rohit for the $14.99 super chat for the Aussie. saying contributing to the perma, this hateful, disgusting, unhygienic bigot doesn't deserve to be on your platform. Like, I don't know what the fuck was happening, but it's so weird. This is the second time in a row that he's come up and he's tried to speak religion. I don't understand people who think that they can actually advocate for religious views and say certain things and blah, 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 blah. And like, you fucking using, it's a fucking sword. I hate it. I hate it. W's in the chat for Queen, who sent a $2 super chat, said toward the perma ban. W's in the chat for Damo for the $1.99. Don't let him around his third cousin. Exactly. W's in the chat for Just Alpha for the $5 super chat to say, caller, why do trans people and the LGBTQ people freak you out so dang much? It's literally just how some people are. It's not a problem. I'm bi. Pay to kick fund. W's in chat for Just Alpha. W's in the chat for Jared for the $5 donation, saying donating to the kick, and I only joined the live for him and this crap from yesterday. Exactly. W's in the chat for Michael for the 10 for the kick fund. W's in the chat for Claudia for the 100. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Claudia for the $100 towards the kick fund. Jesus would be so pissed and ashamed at the way that this Christian spreads hate in his name. Here's 100 towards the perma ban. Happy New Year, Santana. Happy New Year's, Claudia. Holy fuck, guys. Massive W's in the chat for Claudia. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Feisty for the 50 towards the kick and the HNY. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Feisty. Thank you so much. Fucking W's. W's in the chat for Ann for the $2 donate towards the perma ban. W's in the chat for Lois for the 5 towards the perma ban. Santana, you're the best. I love you. I love you way more. W's in the chat for Cindy. Cindy for the 5. I said, I wish I had more to help parents food. Love you always. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year, Cindy. Thank you so much for the 5. W's in the chat for Alaskan Furry. Hey, Whitney, who sent a $15 donation saying, let these MAGA turds learn that in 2026 is no longer a safe space in our lives. Provide facts, not feelings, and we can talk, but you stand behind a man that abused girls. So make that make sense. I completely fucking agree. Fuck out of here. W's in the chat for Tara, who said a $50 donation. Holy shit. Thank you so much, Tara. Saying for the entire transgender community, thank you for always fighting for them. I love you for that. F this guy. I completely agree. W's in the chat for Kat. Holy fuck shit. Kat sent $200 for F this guy. Kat, you are fucking amazing. I really love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. W's in the chat for Yaya for the $50 dono. W's in the chat for Yaya. Holy shit for the $50 donation. Who said Jeebus hates him. Yeah, I completely agree. W's in the chat for Anna, who sent a $5 donation saying, if being queer was a choice, I'd still pick it every time. Permaban this weirdo. Exactly. And I just want to call this out. I just want to call this out. If you could choose to be queer, I'm super confident that a majority of women would absolutely choose to be queer just to stay away from men like that. Like, I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely know that if you could choose to be queer, then women would make the active decision to be queer so they never had to deal with men like that. W's in the chat for Jenny for the $25 donation. Permaban fund. I'm tired of his hate. Happy New Year. Jenny, thank you so much for the 25. W's in the chat for Yaris for the $25 dono, saying thank you for the knowledge that you provide and waking up every day and fighting the good fight. Thank you so much. You make me very proud. W's in the chat for Yaris. I really, really appreciate you. W's in the chat for Amanda for the $1 dono, saying if God is against sodomy, then why is the male G-spot in the booty? Just saying, listen, got a point. Got a point. I mean, God's perfect design or whatever. W's in chat for Marie for the $1.11 dono, saying I wanted on the record he was not from Alabama. Happy New Year's, friend. Marie, while I respect you, while I respect your Alabamians and the Roll Tideness, listen, that's something sorry, 1 second, guys. There's that. Debbie's in the chat for Rocky for the $4.99 super chat to say third gen cousin is your great grandparents' kids. LOL. You don't know them. Usually it's too far down the line. That guy was ignorant. Yeah, like he was just looking for a justification because he was pro incest. With that being said, if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that supports Donald Timothy Trump, please get in the box. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We're not talking to friendlies. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. We're not talking friendlies. If you look up at the top, you see the word follow. That means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. This is the backup account, but make sure you follow the main account because if we're live later, we're going to be on the main account. Make sure that you follow both of them. Now, one last thing that I want to call out, and I kind of saw this too late. And I want to apologize to everyone. I try not to get too worked up, but certain times, like certain people get under my skin, and he got under my skin, and like really just chapped my ass, right? So I apologize, and I genuinely have been trying to take an approach where I'm not yelling or like I'm tired of yelling. In 2026, I don't want to yell at Trump supporters. I don't want to do that. Like I have no interest in talking over or yelling at Trump supporters. So I apologize to you all for raising my voice, for being way too worked up. And so since I was super worked up, I missed something that came in on the back end that was really important, which was apparently we have a member within our community that needed help with mutual aid. It looks like they needed $250, or wait, they need more than that. Okay. So, but we wanted to at least get $250. So we got way more than $250 for that perma ban. So this is what I'm going to do. Thank you for the fireworks. I'm going to personally go ahead and allocate that $250 to that community member that needed help with mutual aid. Thank you for the confetti. But this is what I want to do. Hey, Kay, are you listening? I don't know if Kay's listening. You know what? I'm going to pull an executive decision, and I want to speak to this because I would really, really like if we could, because now I feel like shit because I missed it, and I want to see if we can help them out if you guys are willing, if you're willing. Let me get here. So we have a mutual aid section in our Discord where we look to help our community members. And since we have that mutual aid section in our Discord to help our community members, it's a place that you can go when you need help. I'm going to just read off what's listed here, and anyone that's in our Discord, you can go to the area and you can take a look and you can see it. I'm just going to read directly from it. You said Kay is here. I must have missed her. Please see the below request for assistance from John. Gene, he's been a longtime supporter and a part of our community. Thank you in advance for any donations that you can give. From John, hello everyone. I'm in a desperate spot. I'm in a desperate spot. I had an accident at work, and it has resulted in me losing my job. I'm physically limited, so it could take a while to find a new job. I've been filling out applications, and I will continue to do so. I have a lot of experience. My rent, my health insurance, and my dental insurance that will probably both be going up after the 31st, which that's the first, and my phone bills and groceries as well. I have one more paycheck coming next week, and then that'll only be 3 days of pay on it. I'm looking for about $1,500 so I can pay my rent and bills so that I can focus on getting another job. I know it's a big ask, but I really appreciate all the help given. And so that came from Gene. So he's looking to try to raise $1,500 to get through and get to where he needs to be. Gene is someone who's been a part of our community for a very, very long time. And he has grown with us in so many different ways. He's always here and actively advocating for the right side of history. He participates, he sends funny messages. Gene is an important part of our community. So this is what I want to do, chat. 1.8 thousand of us hanging out here, over 500 plus over on YouTube. I missed the option to do this then while the person was live, but what I want to do, so Gene is looking to raise 1,500. And we apparently the message was to see if we can get 250 out of what we're trying to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put 250 directly towards helping Gene with this mutual aid. Almost over 2,000 of us total here. I want to see if we can take just a few minutes to help a community member in need. Take a few minutes to help a community member in need if you can spare it. If you have $1, if you have $2, if you have $10, whatever you could possibly spare, please, 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 let's all come together and see what we can do to help support Gene. If you want to, you can send it to the pay links in my bio. Santana Speaks for You, Santana Speaks for You, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You can send it over, and whatever you guys send, we're going to get it over to Gene, and we're going to actually help him out. So again, there's 1.7 of us watching on TikTok. There's over 500 watching on YouTube. If we have, you know, everybody just send $1, just $1 to the pay links, we can blow Gene's request out of the water and help a community member that is truly in need. YouTube, I want to call this out. You don't want to send it through super chat because like there's a whole thing with that YouTube takes a cut, like blah, 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 blah. So if you guys can spare at least $1, go ahead and send it over, and we're going to send this to Gene to help him out. All right. W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation, saying thank you for all that you do. You and your wife or children, you and your wife and children are lucky to have an amazing person in your lives. Keep doing what you're doing. I wish I could donate more. I just lost my job and I'm struggling. I love you. You're fucking awesome, Haley. Thank you so much for that. Like I truly, truly mean that. Thank you for that $1 dono. W's in the chat for Lori, who sent a $50 dono, saying for the community member, Lori, you're fucking amazing. Thank you so much for the 50. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Sarah for the $2 for Gene. W's in the chat for Lori for the $1 for Gene. W's in the chat. Holy shit. Okay, they're coming in way faster than. Holy fuck. All right, you got. Okay, let me do the math on this really quick, because now, holy fuck, chat. I fucking love you guys. I fucking love you guys. Holy shit. Now it's coming in way too fast for me to keep up. Now it's coming in way too fast. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try to do the math on this really quick because I don't want us to just like keep sending. Okay, I'll go back and say all the thank yous, but let me add this up really quick. Holy fuck, you guys are amazing. Holy shit. This is why I say every single fucking time, you guys are the best fucking chat. And holy shit, you guys are the fucking best. I swear it. Okay. Whew. All right. Currently, we are up to $842.49. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. We're up to $842.49. For anyone wondering what's happening, we have a community member by the name of Gene. Gene has been so amazing in so many different ways, and he has been a massive part of what we do here. And so we are looking to help Gene out. He's trying to reach a total of $1,500. He got hurt at work, lost his job, is only going to be paid for 3 days. He's been fighting to try to find a way to make a way forward for himself. And he's just in a really bad spot. And we're trying to do whatever we can in order to help Gene out. So he has a total goal of 1,500. We are already up to $842.49. So that means we only have $657.51 left. Okay, holy shit. All right. Let me do the math and see where we are. I'm gonna do all the thank yous, but I want to add these up really quick because I don't want to. I want to make sure that I am keeping track of this as quickly as possible. So give me 2 seconds. Okay. Here. All right. We are now. Holy fuck. You guys are so fucking amazing. Like, I don't know. I swear, I don't understand how in the fuck that I ever become so lucky that I have a community like you guys, that we actually have people here that care about people. I don't understand what did I do to have the chance to be around so many fucking amazing people. You guys are so fucking amazing. I truly mean that. I absolutely mean that. You guys are so fucking amazing. Holy shit. We're currently at $1,060 of the $1,060.49 of the 1,500 that we needed to raise for Gene. So that means we only have $439.51 left. We can definitely take care of that, guys. We can fucking do it. We can fucking do it. $439.51 left for a community member who has been such a massive part of what we do and who we are. You guys are so fucking awesome. I say this all the time. You guys are the best chat on TikTok, the best community on TikTok, and I will put us up against any and every community out there. I fucking mean that. I love every single one of you, and I love the Daniverse, and I love, you know, all the nerds, and like I love all the other communities, but I swear I will put our chat and our community against any other community, and we fucking do it every time. You guys are so fucking amazing. Holy shit. All right, I'm gonna add these next couple ones, and then I'm gonna say thank you once we get to it. I want to make sure that I have an understanding as far as where we are, as far as the total. Holy fucking shit. All right, we are now up to a total. We're now up to a total of, every time I get ready to say this, another one comes in. All right, we're now up to a total of $1,280. We needed to raise a total of $1,500 for Gene, and we're now up to $1,280. That means that we are only $220 short. $220 short. We're only $220 short. If there is, again, that we still have over 2,000 people watching. If we somehow have 220 people that can just send $1 to the pay link, just $1 to the pay link, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks for You. If we have 220 people, we can help Gene out. And just an FYI, I'm so big on making sure that you guys know what we're doing with this. That's why I read off the actual information that Gene put in the mutual aid in the Discord. And I read that off specifically from him. But once we actually do this, I will make sure that we're posting the receipts in the Discord. Like, that's the big thing for me, is to make sure that whenever we come together as a community and we do something, that there is complete transparency. I never want a situation where someone believes that we're doing something and there's no proof, there's no follow through. So anytime that we actually do it, then I make sure that I tell people and I show what we're doing. Someone said, can we repeat it? It's Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All right, let me add these next couple of ones up here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think we might be there. I gotta add all this up. but I think we might be there. You guys are so fucking awesome. Holy shit. All right, one second. Okay. This is where we are. This is every time I say that, every time I freaking say that. Okay, this is where we are, guys. We were looking to raise $1,500 for Gene to help out a community member in need. We were at $1,479. We were looking to raise $1,500. We were at $1,479. We're only $21 away. 21. We're only $21 away. All right, hold on. Oh, shit. Where's it? Holy shit. Okay, there it is. Okay. Fucking stop, chat. Stop. Hold on. You guys are so fucking amazing. Holy shit. And they're still, okay. You guys, we got it. Let me add these last couple of ones that are coming in now. And I want to make sure that we know, holy fucking shit. You guys are so amazing. You guys are so fucking amazing. Holy shit. All right, guys. Okay, stop. Chat, fucking stop. I said stop it. Stop. Holy shit. All right. Oh my God. You guys are holy smokes. All right. I'm gonna read this off one more time. I'm gonna read. Yeah, somebody said stop being generous. Exactly. You guys are too kind. You're being too nice. I'm gonna read this off one more time. That was another one. Stop, guys. I keep having to update the total. I'm gonna read this off one more time. I want people to win for it, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, because you guys are fucking amazing. So for anyone wondering what was happening, we just had like this fucking guy. He was a transphobe. He was just like the worst, right? He came up and we wanted to, I made an executive decision that we were going to permaban him, right? And so I said, yeah, $200 to permaban. And I wasn't paying attention, but I got a request from on the back end, like, hey, we have a community member who is in desperate need of mutual aid. They're trying to get $1,500, but if we can tell the chat, if we can do $250 for a permaban, then we would actually like to use that towards helping the community member who needed mutual aid. The guy got me worked up because he was a fucking asshole, and I didn't pay attention, so I didn't see the message. And by the time that I saw the message, we had already gotten the amount for the permaban, the 200, and I had already kicked him, right? So I saw it late, and so I made the decision that I was gonna put the $250 towards the amount needed that we were trying to raise for the community member, Gene, But I took a moment and read off what Gene put in our mutual aid section of our Discord, and we made the decision together to try to see if we can raise funds for Gene. I'm going to read this message out one more time, and then I'm going to tell you guys exactly what the fuck you guys just did, because each and every one of you are absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So this message came from Gene, and it was supposed to say, please see the below request for assistance from John/Gene. He's been a longtime supporter and a part of the community. Thank you all in advance for any donations you can give. And it says from John/Gene. Hello, everyone. I'm in a desperate spot. I had an incident at work that has resulted in me losing my job. I'm physically limited, so it could take a while to find a job. I've been filling out applications. I will continue to do so. I have a lot of expenses, my rent, my health insurance, my dental insurance that will probably both go up after the 31st, my phone bill, as well as groceries. I have one more paycheck coming next week that will only have 3 days on it. Then that's it. I'm looking for about $1,500 so I can pay my rent and bills so I can focus on getting another job. I know this is a big ask, but I really appreciate all the help that's given. And that was from Gene, again, an amazing part of our community. And so Gene was looking to raise a total of $1,500. And on the first day of 2026, each and every one of you stood up and said that this year we're going to take care of each other. This year we're going to build community. This year we're going to be better people. We're not going to let what's happening in our society, in our country, drag us down. We're not going to look inward. We're going to look to our neighbors. We're going to help the people beside us. We're going to focus on doing good things for others. And that's exactly what each and every one of you guys did. Gene was looking to somehow get $1,500 to be able to just make it for one more month. Just one more month. That's all Gene was trying to do, was get $1,500 to make it one more month. And you guys raised a total of $1,707. As a community, you guys came together and helped someone who was looking to raise $1,500. You guys raised $1,707. I appreciate the shit out of all of you. I truly mean that. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you could ever understand. I'm so proud to have you guys here and a part of our community. And I'm so proud to say, like, this is going to be our tone and tempo for 2026. We can't expect other people to look out for us. We can't expect our government to look out for us. We can't expect the people that we elect and put in power to actually do something good for us. And so we have to take care of each other. And that's exactly what you guys just did just now. Each and every one of you, that's exactly what you guys just did just now. I'm so fucking proud of each and every one of you. I love you guys to the moon and back. And I swear I would not have it any other way except to have you guys a part of my community. I don't know what I did to be so lucky to actually have you guys even want to listen to me and my nonsense on a daily basis, but I swear I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. Yes, from Gene as well. I'm sure he's super appreciative right now. But from me, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because times are hard, things are hard. People can suck a lot. And right here, right now, today, in this moment, we just showed that, like, things don't have to always be as bad as they seem. Thank you. Gene needed $1,500. We raised $1,707. I'm gonna make sure I get that $1,707 to Gene. And like I said, I believe in transparency. I believe in making sure people know where their money is going. And I will be posting the receipts in the Discord. I'll be posting the receipts in the Discord so people will know that Gene got that donation. And for those people that aren't in the Discord, because in order to get in the Discord, you have to be, you better stop crying, Miss Chin. Miss Chin, you can't cry. We thugs. Chat, fuck it. Hold on. Chat, lock in with me. Lock in. Y'all better not be crying. We're fucking thugs around here. We're thugs. We're gangsters. We don't cry. Did you hear me? We don't cry. We're fucking gangsters. All right. What I was saying is that we're gonna post the receipts in the Discord so you guys can check it there. The only way to get in the Discord is you have to, well, currently we're working on something else that's coming soon. But for no, gangsters don't cry. No, we don't. We're working on something soon, but as of right now, the only way that you can get in Discord, you have to be a member over on YouTube, which I recommend. Like it's cheaper and you get like way more benefits, or you have to be a super fan here on TikTok. And then there's the link that gets you directly to the Discord. But I will be posting all of the receipts in the Discord. So there's that. Yeah, your eyes. Yeah, that's it. It's the fucking eyes leaking. That's it. No one's crying. Somebody's cutting onions or some shit. So we are like, honestly, we still have technically an hour and 10 minutes where I was going to be debating more because I wanted to debate for 4 hours. Chad, I'm not going to hold you. Like, I feel like talking to Trump supporters after what we just did would just fucking ruin the rest of the day. I honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like it would be a waste after what we just did. We are on a high. We're on a fucking high. So this is what I want to do really quick. I'm gonna try to go back and say thank, because there's over 120 people that came together and donated. I'm just gonna run back through and say thank you to all the names. Holy fuck. I'm just gonna say thank you to all the names. And then I think we're gonna call it for now, and I'll just come back and do another live later. Like, I think talking to them at this point is just a fucking waste. Trump supporters, you guys suck. You're not as good as us. So I don't want to fucking talk to you. I'm gonna talk to my chat. All right, guys, I'm not gonna be able to read your messages, so I'm just gonna say thank you to the names because there's over 100+ names, but I don't want to miss anyone's names. There's over 100+ names. W's in the chat for Kimberly for the $99.99 YouTube super chat to say I would donate it all, but I'm struggling to now. Kimberly, thank you so much for that you added. W's in the chat for Effort for the $5. W's in the chat for Shannon for the $5. W's in the chat for Haley for the $20. W's in the chat for Allison for the $1. W's in the chat for Victoria for the $5. W's in the chat for Jay for the $10. W's in the chat for Sarah for the $1. W's in the chat for Stephanie for the $5. W's in the chat for Lisa for the $15. W's in the chat for Jessica for the $5. W's in the chat for Kim for the $20. W's in the chat for Paul for the $5. W's in the chat for Ralph for the $100 fucking dollars. Holy shit, Ralph. W's in the chat for Ralph for the $100. W's in the chat for Rambo for the $5. W's in the chat for Linda for the $10. W's in the chat for Valerie for the $10. W's in the chat for Rachel for the $2. W's in the chat for Claudia, fucking hell, Claudia, for the $50 donation. Please send this to Gene. Thank you for advocating for those less fortunate. Absolutely. Also, sorry, I gotta read out. Holy shit, I fucking messed it up. Ralph sent 100. I meant to say holy fucking shit for K from Ralph. If this wasn't for K, but fucking Ralph, holy hell, $100. You are absolutely fucking amazing. All right, let me get back up here. W's in the chat for Normal for the 10. W's in the chat for Ashley for the 20. W's in the chat for Fee for the 5. W's in the chat for Julian for the 5. W's in the chat for Jenny for the 10. W's in the chat for Michael for the 10. W's in the chat for Angie for the 10. W's in the chat for Marie for the 30. W's in the chat for Carla for the 2. W's in the chat for Will for the 5. W's in the chat for Munka. I'm sorry, I messed up your name, for the 5. W's in the chat for Scotty for the 1.5. W's in the chat for Rohit for the 30. W's in the chat for Emily for the 25. Let's see. W's in the chat for Brooke for the 1. W's in the chat for Rebecca for the 5. W's in the chat for Emma for the 15. Holy fucking shit. Jared. W's in the chat for Jerry for the 50. Fuck. He said for Gene, I'm in the same spot, but my unemployment has come through. He needs it more than me. Holy shit, Jared, you are fucking amazing. You're fucking amazing and far too kind. Wow. Wow. Holy shit. Where was I just, where is it? Did I just, dang it, I didn't mean to back all the way out. One thing that you guys don't know about me is I'm a bit OCD as well. And so I don't like when my email inbox has unread messages. And so like all these unread messages right now, it's making my skin itch. I hate that. I have OCD. W's in the chat for Katie for the 1. W's in the chat for Jody for the 5. W's in the chat for Sarah for the 6.99. W's in the chat for Clara for the 10. W's in the chat for Eliza, who sent the 2. W's in the chat for Amber for the 2. W's in the chat for Laura for the 5. W's in the chat for Macy for the 10. W's in the chat for Miriam for the 5. W's in the chat for Jacqueline for the 5. W's in the chat for Harry for the 5. Holy fucking shit. W's in the chat for Karen. This is the good Karen. W's in the chat for Karen for the $100. And Karen just said for mutual aid request. Karen, holy shit. Thank you so much. Thank you. W's in chat for Laura for the 5. W's in chat for Mary for the 10. W's in chat for Marie for Marion for the 5. W's in chat for I already read these. Sorry. W's in chat for Kelton for the 5. W's in chat for Hannah for the 10. W's in chat for Lori for the 5. W's in chat for Mike for the 25. W's in chat for Melissa for the 1. W's in chat for Michelle for the 10. W's in the chat for Ryan for the 2. W's in chat for Brandy for the 5. W's in chat for Shelly for the 2. W's in the chat for Rosha for the 1. W's in the chat for Catherine for the 20. W's in the chat for Stephine for the 2. W's in the chat for dang it, I'm gonna mess up your name, so I'm just gonna call you Ortega. Sorry. For the 2. W's in the chat for Christine for the 5. W's in the chat for Molly for the 1. W's in the chat for Mary for the 5. W's in the chat for Cynthia for the 5. W's in the chat for Christy for the 5. W's in the chat for Miss Mariposa for the 5. W's in the chat for Tammy for the 1. Holy fucking shit. W's in the chat for Chanty. Chanty sent a $100 donation and said, I wish it was more. What the fuck are you talking about? You wish it was more. You sent $100. You sent a fucking $100. What do you mean you wish it was more? Holy smokes. Thank you so much. Holy fuck. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Sonia for the 1. W's in the chat for Autumn for the 2. W's in the chat for Claudette for the 1. W's in the chat for Timothy for the 5. W's in the chat for Mello for the 10. W's in the chat for Erica for the 25. W's in the chat for Michelle for the 5. W's in the chat for Elaine for the $5.51. W's in the chat for Allison for the 10. W's in the chat for Van for the 20. W's in the chat for Dez for the 3. W's in the chat for Amber for the 2. All right, we're on finally the last page. Holy shit. W's in the chat for John for the 5. W's in the chat for Angie for the 5. W's in the chat for Renelle for the 25. W's in the chat for Tara Bell for the 5. W's in the chat for Jennifer for the 5. I'm sorry, the 10. W's in the chat for Mark for the 2. W's in the chat for holy fuck. Kimberly sent a $50 donation and said, "Hi Santana, half for you, half for Gene. Love you and Happy New Year's." Kimberly, I fucking love you. Thank you. I'm so glad that I looked at this. I love you. I respect you, but I respectfully decline that half for me and this whole 50 is going to Gene. Fucking W's in the chat. Kimberly, thank you so much for the 50 and thank you for thinking for me in that moment. But no, all of it is going to Gene. You're fucking awesome. Thank you. W's in the chat for Jessica for the 5. W's in the chat for Arlissa for the 20. W's in the chat for MAGA Cries. What up, MAGA Cries for the 1. W's in the chat for Ashley for the 5. I got to read this one. W's in the chat for Doug. Doug sent 3. Doug said fundraiser. Doug, what up, Doug? I fucking love you, Doug. W's in the chat for 2, for Jenna for the 2. W's in the chat for Greg for the 5. W's in the chat for Jean for the 5. W's in the chat for Natalie for the 5. W's in the chat for Carissa for the 289. W's in the chat for Lewis for the 10. W's in the chat for Amira for the 1.5. W's in the chat for Dana for the 25. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Jordan for the 4. W's in the chat for Yavana for the 10. W's in the chat for Aubrey for the 5. W's in the chat for Monica for the 20. Holy fucking shit. W's in the chat for Martin, guys. Million W's in the chat for Martin for the 50. Who said for the community member, thank you for all that you do. Martin, thank you for being so fucking amazing. I love you. I do. W's in the chat for Elizabeth for the 20. W's in the chat for Chantel for the 5. W's in the chat for Nick for the 5. W's in the chat for Jess for the 5. W's in the chat for Vicky for the 5. W's in the chat for Angel for the 10. W's in the chat for Brittany for the 10. W's in the chat for Aaron for the 5. W's in the chat for Fee for the 1. W's in the chat for Jeanette for the 25. W's in the chat for Jennifer for the 3. W's in the chat for Amanda for the 10. W's in the chat for Shell for the 1. W's in the chat for Trinity for the 5. W's in the chat for Aaron for the 1. W's in the chat for PE for the 10. W's in the chat for Maria for the 22. W's in the chat for Terrell for the 5. W's in the chat for Maria for the 10. W's in the chat for Barbara for the 5. W's in the chat for S. Berserk, I think that's how you said, for the 5. W's in the chat for Gabriel for the 5. W's in the chat for Diana for the $25 donation. And Diana says, Happy New Year's. I appreciate you. You are Digital Solutions. That's the name. And last but not least, Suzanne. Thank you so much for the $15 donation. And Suzanne just said, thank you. Thank you. That was a mouthful, guys. Got a little bit of a mouth workout there, if you know what I mean. Got a little bit of the mouth workout. Anyway. Guys, I know it is. I'll say this. We were supposed to still be debating, but like, fuck the Trump supporters. I'm not gonna keep debating them right now, not after what we just did. Like I said, we were able to raise a grand total of $1,707. $1,707 for Jean, a community member in need. And we will be sending that over to Jean. And like I said, I will be posting the receipts in the Discord. I think we're going to call it here, and then we'll be back later this evening, and we'll do some more debates. Like we'll finish dunking on these Trump supporters later. This is too much of a high to actually, it's too much of a high to actually say like, oh, I'm going to ruin this by talking to these didiots. Does anybody know what a didiot is? Has anybody been paying attention when I said the word didiot? Does anybody know what a didiot is? No? Yes. A didiot is a damn idiot. We're not going to talk to these didiots. We don't want to talk to these didiots. These damn idiots. No, not diddy. Didiots. Didiots. We're not going to talk to these didiots. Hector, I saw you. We're G to G. Give me a second. The one thing that I want to say, no, you're not, Allison. No, you're not. You are not stealing Didiot. Thank you for the cake. The one thing that I want to say, and then I'm going to bring two people in really quick. The one thing that I want to say is that I appreciate the shit out of each and every one of you, especially the people that are still here watching, right? Because now it's just like the hardcore people now, right? Because we went from over 2,000 to like 800 something, because all I was doing was reading names and saying thank you. And so like the hardcore people are just like hanging out right now. I want to leave you guys with this thought on this part. And then, like I said, I'm going to bring two people in. The reason why this is so important, the reason why mutual aid is so important, the reason why community is so important, the reason why we do the things that we do is because you never know when it's going to be you. You never know when you're going to be on the other side and you're just desperately scratching and clawing and hoping that someone can reach a hand out and help. And so since you never know when it's going to be you, you want to take each and every opportunity that you can to help others. Like, that's why it's super important, because life can shift in a moment. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea. You can be flying as high and as close to the sun as possible and think that the world is yours. And then you end up like Icarus and your wings are burnt. And so that's why we do this. We do this because we need each other. We need community. And more than anything, one day you're going to need somebody. And on that day when you need somebody, you're going to hope that somebody reaches their hand out to you. And while I can't promise that each and every person is going to have someone to reach their hand out, what I will promise is, as long as you're a member within our community, as long as you are a part of our community, as long as you're someone who finds yourself connecting with us and what we do with this whole Santana platform, I'll do my best to make sure that we help you whenever you reach your hand out. I can't always say that we're going to raise, $1,700 or $1,707 for you. I can't always say that every single request is going to be heard. I can't always say that every single problem is going to be something that we're going to be able to fix or help or whatever. But you will have an opportunity to make sure that you're heard. And if we can reach a hand out, then I promise you we're going to reach a hand out. So thank you, guys. Boom. Finn, then stop cutting onions. What are you doing? Stop cutting onions. Jeez Louise, guys. Hey, Gene.
What's up, Santana?
You better not start cutting onions either. You know how, Gene, we're thugs.
No,
right?
no.
I just want to
like,
make sure I set the tone.
No, real men cry. Real men cry. It's healthy to cry. And I'm tearing up right now. I'm not necessarily crying, but like I'm tearing up right now. And, when I say physically limited, it's because of my weight and like I get nerve pain and stuff in my legs. I won't go into all the details, but it limits the type of jobs I can apply for. So that's been very stressful, and to not get any callbacks. And I have a bunch of doctor's appointments and like dentist stuff coming up this month. Interview clothes I need, pay my phone bills so I can keep in contact with people and my job stuff. And this is like a big help. And I never like expected it to really get like this. You and Kay are, fucking amazing. Everybody in this community,
Kay is
in this community, I love
our better angels. It's Kay.
Yeah. K is why you're amazing, I guess. No, you're amazing in your own right. If you weren't amazing, Kay wouldn't support you, because Kay is like the biggest, is like the best judge of character I've ever met in my life, or ever known in my life. Kay is a really good judge of character. And if you weren't amazing, Kay wouldn't support you. And that says a lot about you, that, and this community has been amazing. I love each and every one of y'all. It takes a lot of stress off my shoulders that I'm going to be able to just focus on the applications, not have to sell everything I own and just be like destitute essentially. It's amazing what y'all did.
Yeah. No, Gene, I'm really glad that we're able to come together and do this. Like I said, and I truly meant this when I read this out, you've been such an amazing part of our community, and you're really someone who I've watched you grow in so many different ways, and I'm just I'm appreciative to have you as a part of our community, and even more so, I'm really glad that we were able to help. So.
No, and I appreciate that. There's a reason why I follow you, Erica, like everybody in the academy. It's not even just it's not just the entertainment, it's the education and the judge and your character, like just everybody that you associate with yourself, that you associate with are people that I'm going to follow. What's that?
I'm funnier than all of them combined. I might not be as smart as most of them, but I damn sure am funnier than all of them.
I will say the only character flaw you have is the thing with the tamales.
That's not a character flaw. That's an actual origin story. That's like a redemption arc or something. That's not a character flaw.
Now, I did have a random question though that has nothing to do with this, but it popped in my head when you're asking questions. Big Dragon Ball Z moment. What's your all-time favorite Dragon Ball Z moment? That it's been itching my head, and I'm sorry, I just really need to ask that. What's that?
Vegeta sacrificed the build-up.
That's everybody's favorite moment. Mine is, and I still get goosebumps when I'm thinking about it, and is Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time.
Oh yeah, that's good. But like Vegeta has like the best build-up to like his moments, the way that he actually like every single one of them, even if that's like before Goku went Ultra Instinct or whatever, like Vegeta, the way that he actually monologues.
It's the character development.
Oh my God. Yes. You know what I've been watching that is like super interesting, and I found it on YouTube.
What's that?
I've been watching these videos where people create like these stories, and they have like an AI narrator, and then they have like art to go with it or whatever. But then when they take like characters from other universes and drop them into the universe, right? And so last night I was listening to what happens when Goku got dropped into like the Mortal Kombat universe. And
it sounds pretty dope.
It was crazy. I watched one where Beerus got dropped into the Boys universe. I watched one where have you ever watched Lucifer on Netflix?
No, I know of Lucifer. The only thing of Lucifer I've seen was when they did the little crossover with the Arrow stuff. That one year where they went to visit Lucifer. I know of the show, and I've heard it's good, but I never watched it.
Yeah, well, there was one where Lucifer got dropped into the Dragon Ball Z universe. It was a whole thing, but like I've been watching those for the last couple of days, and I'm just like obsessed with it. So
also, and like you said, Solo Leveling is goated. And I went down the rabbit hole and spoiled myself on what happens in the future because it's based off of like a little short. Yep. Dude, it's so awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. That fucking Purple Heart, it's so good.
Right. Yeah. But sorry to go off on a tangent like that.
Good.
That's just my ADHD for you.
You're good.
But no, I really appreciate you, everyone, Kay, the Discord. Like everyone's been fucking amazing.
Yeah. I have your PayPal here. And so I'll send it over when I end the live. I'll send it over to your PayPal, and then we'll have Kay do it. I'm not doing this work. Kay, you're gonna be the one to do it. I'm not posting in Discord. Kay, that's your job. I'll send the payment over, and then we will post the receipt in the Discord.
Thank you, Santana. You're fucking amazing.
I'm okay. I'm mediocre at best. Gene, I appreciate you. I genuinely do. Happy New Year, and hey, let's fucking kill it in 2020.
Yep, Happy New Year, and fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump, FTT. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Someone said, how can we join the Discord? You have to be a member on YouTube, or you have to be a super fan over on the TikToks. I recommend being a member on YouTube. It's cheaper and it's got way more benefits. So that's what I recommend. With that being said, we're going to call it here, and we'll come back later and finish the debates. Like, there's no point as far as debating Trump supporters anymore. Really quick, guys, look up at the top. You see the word follow. You're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. And then follow the main account. One more request. Normally, I don't do this. And I know that you guys have done so much already. And if you don't do it, I get it. It's fine. If you don't do it, I get it. It's fine. But I always I don't know if you guys, again, I'm such a creature of habit. I always do like the same things when for so many other stuff, but with my lives, I always set like these little 1 cent gift goals and 1 cent gift goals. And then I go from the 1 cent to the 5 cent to the 10 cent to the 30 cent, because like the more that you actually have people engaging, the more that like TikTok pushes out the live. And so like there's a whole thing to it. And I always end with 50 of the little pink kissy hearts, right? One, because I love the pink kissy hearts. And two, because I know for a fact that we never finish those out. But we're only 7 away. And this may be a large lift, especially after what you guys just did. And so if we can't do it, I get it. I fucking get it. But if there's any way that we could actually close this kissy hearts out for the first time ever, that would be fucking crazy. We've never closed out the kissy hearts. I never expected to do that. I more so love to say it because one, I love doing the kisses, and plus it makes like the guests uncomfortable, because usually it's like some fragile man that's up here that can't take it. Holy shit. Fucking go, chat. Fucking go. We fucking close it out. Holy shit. Okay, guys, stop sending it. Stop sending it. Okay, stop sending it. You guys gotta stop. Stop. Okay, that's enough. Stop. No more kissy hearts. Cut it out. Chat, stop it. There we go. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Stop. Gucci, cut it out. Cut it out. All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. We'll be back later. I think Parker's live. I think Parker's on right now. We're gonna go. Be careful what you ask for. Let's go raid Parker, and I might go hang out at some point with Parker. And I'm definitely gonna be back on this evening. Thank you for the heart hands. Let's get out of here.
You stepped in the box.
Oh,
Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts like lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
hey, W's in the chat for Nick. Nick sent a $5 super chat to say Vegeta is an underappreciated character. He really is. I love him and Future Trunks. Future Trunks is okay, but I fucks with Vegeta. I always say being the kid is idolizing Goku, and growing up is realizing that you're more like Vegeta than Goku. So there's that. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get out of here. And one last time, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely mean this. With everything in me, thank you. Thank you guys for being absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for coming together as a community and helping a community member in need. I love you. I love you all. We will be back later this evening, and we will get into some debates because we didn't get to roast enough of these Trumpies, and I want to dog walk them all 2026. We have our foot on their necks all 2026, and we're not letting up. 306 days until the midterm, and I will be here every single day standing on business. And I need you guys side by side with me standing on business for the next 306 days, because we will take our power back. We will take our country back, and we will make America. We're going to make our country better. Thank you for all the gifts, the likes, the taps, the shares. Thank you for the community. Thank you for the mutual aid. I love you all. I will be back later. I love each and every one of you as always. Peace.